Of course, the Murray Walker's answer to IRC will be joining us in the commentary box very soon. He's just got to put his shopping away, and he will be joining us very momentarily as well. So absolutely great stuff. We've got, yeah, we've got a good insight tonight of how the drivers will be feeling, what's their tactics going to be, and how they're going to manage to tackle this very tricky racetrack, which to be honest, it's very elongated, isn't it? It's definitely yeah, it's definitely it's not it can be a very interesting track to drive. As I'm just quickly sharing the link out to to both the Super and the Elite guys of IRC, and now that's my that's the most important part done. Now let's get to it, of course. But before we get into and let me just and I don't think I've spectated yet, but yeah, of course, let's just quickly unfortunately we got to of course this would have been the home of Anton Hubert, wouldn't it, of course, who unfortunately passed away on the weekend of the Belgian Grand Prix. It was almost 2 weeks ago now, wasn't it, coming up to? So yeah, very difficult times. That was, of course, the very difficult times indeed. It was an awful crash. And also we must mention, of course, Juan Manuel Carrera as well. Of course, is in a also a very he's in a critical but stable condition in hospital at the moment. I think he was put into a induced coma. So yeah, our thoughts go out to Carrera as well. Of course, yeah, very difficult times, isn't it, within the Formula One world, really. It's so of course I apologise to anyone, but we will be mentioning that quite regularly, because you know, I think that we must remember those guys, really, and what they and of course motor racing is dangerous, but yeah, it's even today you shouldn't expect to lose your life, should you, in the in a racing car. So yeah, very difficult times indeed, wasn't it? Over the course of the Belgian Grand Prix, and yeah, we wish all our thoughts are definitely with the Juan Manuel Carrera, who is yeah. So hopefully he'll pull through. Anyway, let's going back to this track at the moment. And you can see it's very elongated. This track is, isn't it? This track is more of a, well, I'd say it's more of a test track, really, and you can see there's a lot of blue and red around the outside. We'll talk about that when we get onto the track action as well. So yeah, this is round 9. This would have been round 8, but of course we did pay tributes to Anton Hubert and Juan Manuel Carrera yeah, by having the Belgian Grand Prix last week. And I'm going to be honest, that is how what a way to celebrate motorsport really was last week. The Elite race was sublime. I've never seen a race like it. It was drama after drama. You just everything was just going incredible. It was surreal. It was a race where you have to watch to believe it. We had heavy rain. We had a safety car for heavy rain. I love that kind of stuff. So I was I was mega buzzing about that. That was brilliant to see. It was incredible, and of course an incredible victory for Yor, who that was not only did he score his first point, his first podium in IRC Elite, but also his first win in fantastic style. Really was. That was one of the best strategy calls you'll ever see. How he stayed on the intermediate tires in those appalling conditions is beyond me. That was Schumacher-esque driving. That really was. It was Schumacher, Ayrton Senna-esque driving, wasn't it? How he was just walking on water. Same with Jamie as well. Jamie, of course, second in the championship. Absolutely phenomenal. Really was how those guys stayed out on the intermediate tire. It's just absolutely superb. It really was. Anyway, I've just come back to this track then. Course 15 turns around the circuit. Paul Ricard. It's got like over 200 circuit configurations. This is more of a test track. I usually say it's 3.6 miles long. Of course, as I said, it's very elongated, and of course the lap record is held by Valtteri Bottas back in 2018. But that was after he had come together with Vettel and had to yeah, just and had to come back from the field there. So yeah, this very yeah. So that's probably why Bottas was mega quick around there that day. So we're also almost about to get ready then. But this is a great opportunity to talk about the championship, isn't it? At the moment, Vanquish is still in the championship, but it's not a standard Vanquish championship lead, is it? 2 points separates himself and Jamie. Jamie had a phenomenal race, didn't he? He's had a really good season. He's really starting to build himself up, isn't he? And starting to come alive. And he is now second. 2 points separates Jamie and Vanquish, 93 to 91. Deneen dropped down to third after a quite difficult Belgian Grand Prix race. He is now 17 points away, and then Crazy Power 31 points away, but he's climbed up to fourth. Hills of Rap, who was on good momentum, has dropped down to fifth, unfortunately, 59 points now, but hopefully he can build himself back up. Both Mercedes and both Ferrari drivers are very strong at this stage of the season, aren't they? Fantastic. Slim, of course, we're welcoming back Slim after he's made after he had a great holiday over on the other side of the pond. So and Slim is back and raring to go. I'm sure he's sixth at the moment. And we're expecting to see. I'm wondering how it's going to feel. Is it going to be a bit rusty on the track, or is Slim ultra professional that he is? We'll just take to it like a duck to water. So and hopefully we don't have much water on the track today. Hopefully it's a nice sunny day. Sam Sturr in 7th position. It's win or bust at the moment for Sam Sturr, isn't it? He's won 2 Grand Prix, but unfortunately the rest of them he's had DNF, so he needs to get some consistency in. Blas is in 8th position. Then we have Dutch Dave in 9th position. That 10th position is Flying Sauce. So that is the top 10 at the moment of the Elite League. And we're almost ready to get going then. So to us, it's nice. I must admit, I've been very critical of this track, Paul Ricard. It's yeah, I must admit, it's not one of my favourites. I must say, it can be very. I'm not really sure about it, to be fair. It's just I don't know. I must admit, our league racing around here is I would say pretty phenomenal. It can be absolutely great to have some league races around here. As I think everyone's just leaving. It's just leaving me to waffle on. I think. Let me have a quick gander, see what's going on in the chat. As as I just waffle away and talk about all sorts. Tim Butler, remember, of course, Timmy from Super. Good luck, guys. Looking forward to this one tomorrow. Yeah, really are. I think I've had an invite. So I've been waffling away, and I've yeah. So we're just doing the session again. Yeah, so Tim, of course, who races in the Super, I must admit, since he's joined Tim Hart, he's been a very strong driver, hasn't he? He's really, just think when he gets some races under his belt as well, he would definitely be top of the tree, won't he? He will definitely one of the guys that is battling at the top. That's going to be really phenomenal to see, isn't it? But yeah, of course, Tim is just getting better and better every race, isn't he? And yeah, with the French Grand Prix, of course, I think when someone says French Grand Prix to me, the one I always think of is Manicourt. Manicourt is, of course, the era where where I was watching Formula 1, and of course Manicourt was. I must admit, I did quite enjoy some of the races in Manicourt. It's a very difficult track to get over as well. Absolutely phenomenal corners around Imola, and I think it's the Estoril chicane as well. And we've got Dave joining as well tonight. As I've just mentioned earlier on the stream, we've got some insight into the driver perspective, and of course DNF Dave has joined us. But I think you should rename yourself Monaco winner, Dave. How's it going?
Oh, that sounds a lot better. In fact, I've finished every race since I changed my name. So actually, it's a bit of good luck with DNF, Dave. But hello, everybody. It's good to be back in the commentary box, and it's a pleasure to join you, Sean. This is going to be fun.
Oh, it is indeed. You might have to tell me to calm it down every now and again, but I'm glad I've got someone here to reinforce it. Look
at this, 22 out of 22. We got a full grid today, guys. This is great. This is by the way, hello to everyone who's watching. We are 20 drivers strong now, 23 drivers with 3 reserves, so it's going well. Hello to everybody in Europe who's watching. So I know we've got a big fan base in Greece and Holland especially. And if you're watching from anywhere else in Europe or around the world, let us know where you're watching from. Who's your favourite driver? Who do you want to win today? Because this championship is super close.
It is indeed. I think that the Elite League this season has been phenomenal. I must admit, yeah. But even last season as well, because I loved the British Grand Prix last season when we had the top 4 drivers battling out: Carton, Vanquish, Slim, and Samster. That was a phenomenal race. It's one of my favourite races I've ever covered as well. I was just on the edge of my seat. But last week, it just went to a new level. Oh, dare I say, the elite level. Brilliant Belgian Grand Prix. What was your thoughts on that?
I say that the best race of the IRC, in any IRC, the best race in any IRC, without a doubt. It was fantastic. Just, you couldn't call a winner till the very end, and so many drivers could have won that race. So many drivers could have won that race. It was fantastic to the very end.
It really was. I couldn't keep up with it. I remember, like, afterwards, I actually drank a whole gallon of water. It was amazing. There was enough water on track, though, wasn't there? Really, it was. I've never seen that before. I was absolutely amazed. I
have never seen a safety car come out for the conditions. That's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. It was brilliant. Unfortunately for Lucas, he made the wrong choice with the tyres, didn't he? Got the tyre strategy wrong, which in the end cost him, and it gave victory to our new man, the Greek, one of our reserve drivers, Yor. So who saw that coming? Who saw that coming? Especially as they put the intermediates on in the treacherous conditions, and they made it pay. They waited it out. They made it pay. The conditions then came back to them, and him and Jamie flew through the field.
And I think someone in the background agrees with that as well. An epic race that was. Do you, in terms of the intermediate tyres, did you ever, when it was raining, would you ever come, would have crossed your mind of going on to the intermediate tyres? Because I remember back then in the race, and I was thinking, I thought that was the wrong call, because they were slipping back, and all of a sudden it just came back to them. It was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Never would I have put inters on. I wouldn't have been that ballsy. That was, and the thing is, when the first 2 laps they came out, they were struggling. They were getting past. Especially Jamie, he was going backwards. I honestly thought that they're going to bin it, or they'd have to come back in for wets. To be fair to Yor, who won the race, he hung in there. He dropped about 2 places, and then when it came to him, the moves back through the field were fantastic. Those conditions were still tricky. The way they came back through the field to win, and the big gutted for Lucas. Hilsarap could have won that race. So many drivers could have won that race. It was fantastic.
It was indeed, and I remember at one point I was actually sitting down. I wasn't sitting for most of it. I must admit, I don't really stand much, but I couldn't sit down halfway through that race. It was incredible. And I remember, like, I think it was Hilsarap. I really thought that Hilsarap had it, like, at one stage. I thought he had it in the bag. Then Lucas had it in the bag.
It was a Greek 1, 2, 3 for a while, wasn't it? We were looking at an all Greek podium. Hello to everybody. Great to see some comments in the YouTube already. Jeffrey Henney supporting Dutchy Dave. What a Dutchy Dave is fan club. BP Dave, good to see BP. Steve IRC, Timmy, Are You Racing? Good to see. Great to see everybody tuning in. Let's hope this season has been fantastic. There has not been one dull, and dare I jinx it, there has not been one dull race yet. And we've got a full grid. Look at this, full grid.
Oh, it's
Every
gonna be like,
driver in.
It's gonna be like the M5, isn't it, on a Friday afternoon on a bank holiday? It's gonna be fantastic stuff. It's gonna be packed, as we're just watching karting coming out the pits now. And could I just your take on this track? I'm quite negative of this track, and I think sometimes it's a bit unfair.
I'm driving it. It's not a bad track. It hasn't produced good Grand Prix in real life so far. It's been a bit dull, but to drive the track, I quite like it. You can get the car to stick round here. But the thing is, to get the car, you need a downforce. You've got a long straight, and it can be tempting to go quite a light setup. But you need a bit of downforce around here to because there's some fast corners. Tyre wear could be an issue. Could see 2 stops. Although these elite guys do make the 1 stops work. I think in the Super League race, we may well get 2 stops. It's tricky on the warnings, especially the penalties. I think we're going to see a few penalties. It's a little bit harsh, but it's the same for everybody. Every guy. Oh, and Samster's cut straight through the chicane to try and beat some of the traffic in the racing point. Good to see Samster back, the Canadian. You know, this just championship is so close. The top 8, top 9 with Dutch Dave coming through the TGG Navy, and top 10. Let's say top 10. Top 10 in this championship can win this championship still. Vanquish has not got it easy this season.
he definitely has as well. Only 2 points separates him and Jamie at the top. Can we touch on Samster if you don't mind? I mean, I've said it's win or bust really. Samster has won the 2 races, or he's retired. That might come back to haunt him. How difficult is to get a run going and then to keep that run as well?
I think it's a Samster. From what I've seen, he's quick. No denying he's quick. He's won 2 races this year. He's been on podiums, but it's a bit like Sebastian Vettel. He can't get through the traffic very well, from what I've seen. When he's out in front, he's good. You know, he is in control of races, and you wouldn't really bet against him. But coming through traffic, it's tend to where I've seen him struggle so far. And you need consistency around in this championship. That's how Vanquish won it last year and the year before. Consistency, consistent podium finishes, consistently top 5. And if our man Samster wants to really make a championship push, he needs to be consistently podium top 5. Maybe not take as many risks. He's a bit of a risk taker as Samster. It's exciting to watch, especially for the viewers. It's great. But our man, that Canadian, just needs to think about the long game. Think about the championship.
I completely agree with that, but I remember when I think it was in the Bahrain, the rerun, he absolutely the 2 Bahrains, he absolutely dominated both times, and I was sitting here and thinking that that is going to be one driver really difficult to beat, but I think you're exactly right. In front, he is just on a different level, but yeah, he
really is. He really is.
It's
but then you know, there's drivers here. There's a grid of drivers here who can win a race this year. You know, Slimbo has had a quiet season so far. I'm looking at the championship. He's 6th. You know, and he's still great at Samster goes first. Samster can win a race. Dineen, the Irishman, can win a race. Jacob Hills are out. Laukas has got it in him. Karting hasn't got going yet. You know, Vanquish, Yor won the last race. There are winners in this. It's such a good grid. It's a quick grid. They're elite for a reason. These guys would easily, no disrespect to us Super League drivers, but these guys would walk the Super League. You know, these guys are a tier above everybody else. The racing we've seen this season has shown that, as Denis is getting way out the way of traffic. But I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season, because if we can keep this solid group of drivers, which we have now, then you know we have got a fantastic. Sorry to use your quote there, but fantastic second half of the season. And Blaz hasn't got going yet, or BP, or karting. There's so many race winners in that field.
There is indeed, and I must say though, I think Blaz has done a pretty stellar job though, hasn't he? I feel jumping up from Super to Elite is no easy feat, is it? But I think he's done a very good job. There's some races where
a word on that. Sorry, by the way, just quite all the best to Knowlesy, who just hasn't got the time to commit to Wednesday night, but the IRC Super League champion. No longer an elite sadly, hasn't got the time, but we'd like to thank him for being part of the IRC, a really great driver, and on behalf of the Super League guys, all the best, Knowlesy, if you're listening.
Definitely indeed. I think the second half of last season that Knowlesy produced was phenomenal. It really was. He had a Hamilton-esque second half of the season, didn't he? He really stepped up the game.
Again, consistency did it. So many cars off the track. We've got who was that who left? I think it was Jacob, who's been saying in chat he's struggling with connection, or his PlayStation's struggling, I think. So Jacob may be coming and going in his qualifying session. Hopefully he can sort his issues out.
Yeah, hopefully, because that's not very good at all, is it, for Jacob? I think he had the same issue in Belgium as well, didn't he? I'm not sure if
he did. Yeah.
And I don't think I'm not sure if he ever got going again, to be honest.
But this is a rarity, Sean. We've got a Q1 which is going to be competitive. These drivers cannot afford to go around and miss a practice session. These drivers need to get on it straight away. We've got karting's not been a great lap. Laukas and Samarias has struggled early on. So's Jamie. So these guys are going to have to do 2 runs and burn off their tyres. This is going to be fun.
Oh, it really
Laukas
is.
was on the hard, by the way.
And of course, for the rules for Q1, if anyone's new joining us, and we all welcome you if we are a new viewer, and I hope you enjoyed this. And the rules for qualifying 1 is, of course, it's we're just trying to line up the bottom 5 cars, so 16th to 20th is the cars we're trying to line up here. Vanquish goes 6th fast at the moment, and a lot of drivers are actually taking. I know this track kind of is basically like almost it's free for all, isn't it? Really, in terms of track limits, but there's a lot of drivers that are kind of just cutting the chicanes in the corners there.
I think it's affecting some drivers. It's certainly affecting some drivers. The way they're going to be, again, it's the same for everybody. They've all got the same situation, the same problem. It's about how to, well, just don't cut the corner. You know what it's there for. It is a little harsh, but you've got to adjust your racing style. That's what it's all about. There's been a few drivers that have been on flying laps and come straight back in, so they're going to have to get a move on. 10 minutes to go as Samster leads from the Irishman Deneen. It's this is, by the way, the reserve drivers who are filling in. Nigel's not here today, so we've got You're back, who won in Belgium, of course. New Life's JK11 is also reserve, as is Dan Lutonian. So they are, as Samster's done for the session. They are the 3 reserve drivers, but we have a great core of 23 drivers going forward, and may it continue.
Do we have a debutant as well in the field, or he might have changed his name because that's thrown me? Is it the Haas driver Matt FNG? Is he a debutant?
I've asked this in the chat. I don't know. I know Dan Lutonian, the reserve driver, and the New Life, of course, the 2 reserve drivers filling in this week. They are debutants, but. I'm trying to work out in chat who Matt is. I've been following in Elite League, you know, I've been geekingly watching every week, and I don't recognise your name, awkwardly, but I'm hoping someone in chat can let us know who he is. Please. Vanquish is saying, Karting's saying my shifter has broken, so he's going to be coming last. Karting problems, I presume that's with his wheel at home. Which is not good news.
No, that's not at all. He's 3 seconds off the pace of Lucas already, and that's oh dear, that's not good for Carton. And as you mentioned, Carton is still trying to get his season up and running, isn't he? So and of course we know what Carton can do. I mean, the first season, as Jorgo's second at the moment, he's really shown some pace. Carton is shown in the last season that he's a phenomenal driver. In the first ever season of the league, he came 4th in the championship. BP goes 11th fastest at the moment in the McLaren, and he slows right down straight away. As we're just taking a look at Blaz on that lap as well, and Ozone as well, but he's on the he's on the straight, so so he's just oh, and Blaz has gone around.
Oh wow, yeah, Blaz is gonna be doing that. Blaz not on his soft tyres either. He's on an out lap. I wonder if he's just getting out the way and lost a bit of control there. But I'm just going to say, let's hope a good race for Ozone. Ozone yet to score a point in the Elite League, and like Energy Down in the Super League, it'd be great to see everybody scoring points, and I'm really hoping that Ozone may get a bit of luck. He's had a bit of bad luck this season, so let's fingers crossed. And BP only 16 points down the bottom, and Sam Milano's as well with just on 8 points. So let's hope that these guys who are down the field, let's hope for a bit of luck and a bit of points for them.
And you mentioned Samaralis as well. He, I think in Belgium as well, he was as high as 5th or 4th, wasn't he, at one point? And he was going swimmingly well.
He was on for his best result by far. You know, there was some really. There's so many stories from that Belgian race that just I completely forgot. I watched that race about 3 times back just to get a good grip of what was going on out there, because there was just so many stories, so many missed opportunities, so many strategic calls. It was brilliant, and hopefully we're going to get a very different race today. I don't know what the forecast is, but a dry race. I think we're going to see more of a real race. You know, we're going to see strategy play. We're going to see some overtakes. You can overtake on the long back straight, but I don't think we shouldn't get many retirements. France does not throw up that many retirements. Well, you can't. It's just road after road. If you take a wrong turn, you're going to end up in Belgium at some point.
Or as Matt found an alternative route and was going the wrong way down the straight, if I recall, and the IRC Super Cup, which of course is on the YouTube channel as well. IRC YouTube.
Ozone spun it. Ozone spun it on his fast lap as well. That's his flying lap. Did he hit the wall?
He's backed in the wall, hasn't he? Or the barrier there.
He's kept it going. But Deneen, that is, where is that on track? He's in sector 3.
Is that
the double right-hander? Is it?
It looks like it, don't it? That's a huge off as well to actually hit a barrier, because as you was mentioning, it's a very difficult place to kind of crash and cause a safety car really around here. So that was a good old effort there from Ozone.
The tough corner that you've got to. There's so many different lines and different ways of approaching that initial first curve there. Some people drop down a few gears. I'm not sure if he's manual gears or it looks like he is manual gears. think he dropped down too many gears. He went from like 8th to 4th, just like that, and that's gonna put your rear end out when you're turning at that sort of speed as well. But Ozone, he's now done 3 laps on these tyres. He's going to start feeling the pressure. He doesn't get a lap in.
Mike just said in the comments, I can't ask you any more questions. Ouch. Anyway, but actually, I do want to ask you a couple more questions because, of course, you are the racer. In terms of the strategy, then, as Carton goes 14th fastest, hopefully he's got his shifter sorted out now. In terms of the strategy around here, then, you did touch on whether it's going to be a 2 or 1 stop, and you think for the Super it's going to be 2 stop.
I think so. The thing is, these guys, that they can make these. The tyre wear with these elite guys, they can run it. They manage it so much better. I think for these guys, the option will be 1 stop, unless someone's feeling brave. The pit lane's not that big as karting. Is that retirement, or does he feel comfortable? Because
I think it's. I'm not
going to be enough.
That is enough.
Is still going to improve.
And a track evolution, I think, should be a quite a steep incline.
That's going to play a factor. That is going to play a factor. But I don't think that's going to be enough. Because look at the times. The whole field is nearly. Well, the top.
Ozone's off the track again, and I think it's the same place as before. Sorry to cut you off there, Dave, and that is a big old clout.
He was stuck in 8th gear. So is he trying this flat out? Is he trying flat out that first bit that time? It's exactly the same place. Looking at his gears, he's in 8th gear still, and I wonder if he's trying it flat out. He needs to put some rear stability on that car. He needs to move the brake bias back somewhat. He needs to pit and go straight back out. Because that is going to be a problem. He looks like very loose in the rear end. He needs to of course they're in part FOMO conditions now. The only thing I can suggest is take some pressure out of those rear tyres or move your brake bias back, because he's missed the pit lane, so he's going again with no airs. Ozone is in all sorts of trouble, sadly.
He is indeed.
So I tell you, he's on the bubble. One of the heroes in Belgium, Laucus. Now, I think he's on a flyer now, but he needs a big lap here as Son Morales. Is he done?
Yeah, he looks to be done. Yeah, that's he's on the bubble there. Summers. I wouldn't have retired there if I was hitting beat, to be honest, because that is very close away. It's only
look who else is in the drop zone. Jamie, one of the championship contenders. Jamie, who is just 3 points behind Vanquish. He's in on the bubble. Where is Vanquish, by the way? Vanquish is only 10th, but top 14 separated by 1.2 seconds. That bodes well for tomorrow. But Samster has quite a lead.
He does indeed, Soundster. But we're just on board with Luca. Says he cuts across the line now. He's gone into a 31 there, and he's only 15th there, so he's still on the bubble. So Ozone has retired, so he's had all sorts of difficulties. Yeah.
I think for Ozone in the race later, he's gonna take it easy at the start, back away, let them sort themselves out at the front, and then just try and pick your way through. Don't, because he's rear end of his car looks absolutely horrible.
Is it an easy track to overtake on around here?
The long straight into the chicane is although the thing like that chicane is literally 1 car at a time, so that it's actually a trickier overtaking section than what you think. The DRS helps massively on that back straight. Start finish straight is doable, I think, in IRC. I think in esports that start finish straight is doable. In real life it's a little bit tougher. And if someone's feeling very brave, the little straight after the main straight with the chicane down into the quick right-hander, that can be. We saw some overtakes in the Super League there last year, on the outside especially, so that's an overtaking opportunity.
I can't remember it wasn't. I'm sure that it was a phenomenal overtake, wasn't it? I'm thinking it was Steve, but I can't put my finger on who it was against. But it was a phenomenal overtake. I remember.
Do you know what, Steve? It does. I think it was Steve. We've got some big laps coming now, as Laucus is probably done, unless he can get back out. He's on the bubble. Samales is out. Big lap for Jamie. Jacob, of course, has left this session, unfortunately, for New Life, the reserve driver, the debutant, on his, looks like, flyer now. So what has he got? Who are we going to lose? Karting could be safe. Slimbo's on the bubble as well.
Yeah, it's not ideal at the moment. I wonder if Carton retired because of his shifter issue. I haven't actually had a quick look into the chat at the moment. New Life stays 18th, so that is putting himself under awful pressure. So he's going to have to go again. Blaz retired from the session. We've got Jamie out on track at the moment.
That was a flyer from New Life. He had his lap invalidated because he's used up all his errs. So that's bad news for New Life. He's going to have to go for it now. He's running out of errs and probably out of fuel.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's also what's going on for New Life mode. Slim's popped himself at the third position, so I would say that's safe for Slim. But it's anything but safe for the guys at the bottom. Of course, as Dave said, Jacob is not in the session. Hopefully, it comes back in soon. Ozone had a very difficult qualifying session. On board of New Life at the moment, he's 18th. We got Jamie, of course, the championship contender, 2 points beyond Vanquish.
Right now. This is a big lap right now. He's 2 points off Vanquish in the championship. This is. Ooh, that traffic got to get out of his way. Yeah, he's got to nail it here, or he's starting in the bottom 5. The championship challenger, you've got to be careful. This first sector is horrible. This is where they're going to pick up a penalty. He's running slightly wide, going to pick you up and invalidate your time. Well done to the Ferrari getting out of the way. That was Vanquish, but this is big. It looks okay so far.
And we're just on board New Life phase. He's about to complete the final section. Now Vanquish is retired as well, so he thinks he's safe. So I think Carton's on the bubble, to be honest. I know Lucas is definitely on the bubble now, isn't he?
He hasn't made it. He hasn't made it either. His session is done. Jamie is up in sector 1 by quite a way. He should be okay.
And New Life just coming across the line now. What does New Life do? He goes. He's 17th, but that's it for New Life. So it's all down to Jamie. Is he going to be able to get through? He might be able to. He might lock Lucas out here. He's quite up in the first sector, wasn't he, Dave?
That'd be a shock. Yeah, Jamie's on looking very, very much more comfortable. Wide line into a tight apex. That looks. Oh, that could. I tell you what, around here that could be invalidated.
It's very harsh, isn't it?
For that, for a lot of curb. He has all 4 wheels off the track. Laukas, what a shock if he goes. That would be a turn up. 2 Greeks down in the bottom 5.
And that's unusual. It's the opposite, because the Greeks are usually at the top, aren't they? And what does Jamie do? He comes across the line.
So it must count. I think he just got in.
Whoa, 15!
Wow, okay.
Oh, why do you think that is? Is it because Jamie's been strong? Has been strong this season? Is it just down to the track preference, or is it just him just trying to get himself embedded into the car?
No, I tried to look at his fuel, and wasn't giving you the fuel readings. So I'm not sure he had a bit of fuel on. But saying that, Sean, he's only 1.2 off the top. Top 15, top 16 separated by 1.3 seconds. If that continues through, we're in for a fantastic rest of the race and qualifying session.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. It really is. Just taking a quick look at the 5 guys that have dropped out. So Ozone 20th, Jacob 19th, fastest back row.
3 Greeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have got 3 Greeks of New Life and Samareles, and of course Lucas as well. As Dave said, that's an absolutely horrific qualifying session for Lucas. There, that really is. He's going to be very disappointed at that. We'd like to know what's going on with Lucas there. That's such a shame for the Greek driver.
He wasn't that far off. I think it's just how competitive this field is. That's really unlucky for Laukas, but like I said, they're so used, these drivers, to not really having to push that hard in Q1, and I wonder if somebody caught a bit off guard.
The whole field was separated by what, 1.8 seconds? That's phenomenal.
1.8 the whole field. Ozone struggled a little bit. This track this is a very technical track as well. You need a good setup around here. If you haven't got a good setup, as we've seen with Ozone, you're really, really going to struggle.
And how do you get a new setup? How do you do it? Do you just go on time trial and just pound the track, or what do you do? Do you do Grand Prix?
Well, no, personally, I go on time trial and just try a whole host of setups. You can find what's comfortable for you. You know, put a few laps in and then sort of try and tweak it yourself. If you think you can find a good base setup, start to tweak it yourself. Take a bit of rear front wing off, add a bit of suspension stiffness, softness. Find what's good for you, but try and find. I go on time trying to find a good base setup.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Dave. Slim has gone into the back of Deneen there. That is horrific. Yeah. Oh no! And hopefully I ain't going to play games here, but that is oh dear, did you see that, Dave? I think you might have caught it.
I was on board. I was on board with Slim. That was well, Slim's come off. I think Deneen's all okay, but that's come off worse for Slim. Slim's going to rush and get back to the pit by cutting half the track, which is what you can do. Deneen seems to be okay, but Slim, that was a bit caught off guard. I think because Samster came out of nowhere, because Samster was cutting half the track to get round. I think he caught them both off guard. Slim was watching Samster, and I think Deneen was doing the same, and Slim went straight in the back of Samster into Deneen. But that's not ideal. He's on a set of softs as well, medium, so not good for Slim.
No, it really isn't. That's not the ideal. He's still got 13 minutes to go in the session, so he's got plenty of time. But for preparation, that's not very good for Slim at all. But I wouldn't count Slim out just yet, because he's a very experienced driver and in the world of Formula 1.
We've got drivers out there on hard tyres trying to get through the top 10 on hard. But the time's so close, and this field and 15 full drivers, I don't think your hard tyres are going to cut it. This field is way too good. You have to do a special lap on the hards to get through on the hard tyres. And I don't think I'd want to start on the hard tyres around here.
Do you think they're just putting a banker in then, just to see?
Could be. I would save a set of mediums and softs. Hills are up. BP, Dutch Dave are all on the hard tyres at the moment. BP's in the pit, sorry, actually. But yeah, Dutch Dave and Hills are up, and Hills are up struggling on his first sector on the flying lap, running a bit wide, not getting the car slow.
Is tyre warm-up around here difficult then, in terms of, because you're saying that Dutch Dave was having issues with the first sector? Is it just the tyre warm-up, do you think, or is it just the genuine pace of the?
Yeah, massively. You put on these hard tyres, you've got to push in your outlap, because you don't get 2 flying laps unless you do 2 slow outlaps and save all your errs for a big flying third lap. But if you're going for an outlap and then a flyer, you've lost all your errs. You can't go straight away again. And plus you're down on fuel. With these, if I was on hard tyres, I would do 2 slow outlaps and then do a flyer, so the tyres are warmed up. But still, the field spread, the field spread's small, so I don't think Hills unless there's a special lap or something says 130.6, he's not going to get through on those hards.
Just on board to Dean, he's got second on a 31.3 there, and well, I think could someone invite BP back into the session, because I think he's dropped out by this. I didn't see him leave though, but I've just seen a message saying I just sent a message on the chat saying can someone invite me in, and here comes Dutch Dave and he's on a 32.7. I don't think that's safe. Do you, Dave?
No, that's no. See, look, they're miles adrift. Dineen, they're a whole second off Dineen. That's trouble. That's nowhere near. So they're going to have to go back on the medium tyres. I wonder if anyone, especially the likes of possibly Karting, Dan Lutonian, Jamie, I wonder if they're going to cheekily go on the soft tyres and try and get through on softs and try and get into the top 10, as Karting is on the softs on the outlap. Try and get into the top 10, because this field is so close. Some of the guys who were maybe thinking mediums are going to have to go on the softs.
Oh, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? So we're just on board Blast, he comes across the line, he's got, I think, on the representative time, so he's going to go again. But yeah, that's very interesting you touched on there, Dave, is the soft tyre. So someone might want to put, I thought Blast is going to lose the back end now, thinking about
that'll be invalidated. That'll be invalidated.
And he's backed right off there. And if someone puts on a set of soft tyres, that's really going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons, isn't it? Really, it's really going to cause some of the big names.
That's good, and I hope Karting, and I think as time goes on towards this end of this session, drivers outside top 10 who need to get the top 10, the likes of Jamie, championship contender, the likes of Dutch Day, Dan Lutoni does a third place, but they're going to have to put on the softs and get in the top 10. They can't. It's just not easy to overtake. It's not the easiest track to overtake around here. And tyre wear can be an issue, but it'll be fun for the viewers if we've got a different range of strategy. BP's back in because he's on an outlap. Excellent
stuff. So I didn't see him leave to be honest, so I'm wondering if I just read a message that was way too late.
It could be, do you know what, it could be Jacob.
And Max has gone the soft compound tyre, and he is on to a 30.6 there. Wow. That just shows how quick Samster's time is though, because look at that, it's 3 thousandths of a second separates Samster and Max in.
That's under the radar from Maxi there. I say that will get him through. See, and now that puts pressure on the likes of Jamie, on the likes of Vanquish, Hilserat. They're going to have to go back out. Dutch Dave especially, they're going to have to go out and possibly debate going out on the soft tyres as well. That's a good lap for Maxi. 1 point so far this season for Maxi, but that time will get him into the top 10.
So is the ideal strategy around here then medium to hard then?
You know what, I didn't get far enough in the race last year to find out. I was out pretty early around here, hence the name DNF Day. So Slimmer about to complete his lap, or start flyer, sorry. But it's tough. It's all about at the time. You judge it as you go in qualifying Q2. If it was me, I'd be looking at these times now. If it's Carlton like to do a soft, time, I would probably debate doing a bank on medium and then putting the softs on. The thing is, it's a short. Oh, Slimbo's gone straight on. He's aborted that lap already. But it's a short run to turn 1. The soft tyres won't give you much of an advantage, and sector 1 is very tight and twisty. It's not until you get onto the back straight halfway down the lap is when you'll see the advantage of the softs. So starting on the softs won't give you an initial advantage, but it'll make the second half of your lap, the opening laps, fun.
Charles, I'm loving this. We've got all sorts of going on there on the grid so far.
Simbo's got real problems, by the way. Simbo damaged his front wing at the start of the qualifying too. He's now clearly invalidated this lap because he's cutting the corners, but he's feeling a bit of pressure, and Hillsrap is also back out there on medium tyres.
Ooh, and Vanquish only goes 7th fastest on his second attempt there, 31.6.
2 laps on those as well.
Yeah, that's
2 laps to Vanquish on those softs. Medium side.
I think that's putting him right under the cosh, doesn't it? There's a 32.0 there. So I wonder if Blas will be one of the drivers that's going to throw on a set of softs in a really charge around this track. Hills Rapids on that lap moment, we're just on board Slim, and he's having a difficult qualifier, as Dave said there. The time is starting to tick away now. It's only 6 minutes to go, 6 3/4 minutes to go. So Slim really needs to kind of get on with this now, doesn't he? As we're just on board him.
Carter must have abandoned his lap because he's back in the pits. BP's abandoned his lap, he's back in the pits. Hillsrap's gone back out. Dutch Dave has improved his time on the hards, but he's still 1.2 off the lead, and he's not going to get through with that. And he's in the pits, so we're going to see some fun. Flying Souls up into 6th. Jamie's still not really what I was expecting him. I expected him to be a lot higher than this, but he's struggling. Other championship contenders, or the top 2, struggling here. It's just going to open the door for the likes of Samster, for Deneen. Sadly, we're missing Crazy Power, 4th in the championship, but you know, you've got Deneen 17 points adrift, Hillsap's 34 points behind, Slimbo and Sam and Blaz are all just 42, 43, 49 points behind. If they can have a big weekend, if they can have a big race, score a good haul of points with Vanquish and Jamie struggling, to close up that championship nicely.
It really is, and obviously we have to be neutral and say, but we don't care who wins. But Charles, I do love it when the championship's close. It really shows really shows the pressure on who can handle that.
Vanquish is on the verge. If he loses, he finishes behind Jamie for the first time in nearly a year. Vanquish will lose the championship lead. He led every single race last season. Did Vanquish? He's led every single race this season. And dare I say, for the first time since Elite League has been running, Vanquish could lose the championship lead in a season and a half.
Vanquish is a phenomenal talent, isn't it? That start is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. That is just that is ridiculous. And to think about that, that is how many races? My maths is terrible, but that is over a season's worth of 30 races. That is. That is ridiculous.
I'd say 28 and 30. What, 19, 20 races last season. We're round 9 now, so what, 29, 28 races, dare I say, in championship leader full? And it's a lot of races.
And in the time I've had the privilege to watch Vanquish, I only remember one race, and I do mention this quite a lot, so sorry Vanquish, but it's the only race where I've ever seen Vanquish really really under pressure and making a mistake is Hungary. So
yeah,
the man's a robot. And always
Hillsrap's gone straight on the start of his flyer. These drivers, a lot of them are struggling in turn 1 and 2 to get it slowed down. Hillsrap's done. He's in 5th on the medium tyres. It should be enough, but it should be. But he's 6/10 off, and he's already lost a place to York.
Yeah,
York's straight into 3rd place. York looks a handy driver. 1 in Belgium, and he looks on the money here. He's 4/10 off Samster. Samster's got a big old advantage so far.
I'm not sure if Hillsrap would be safe for that. If someone throws on a set of soft tyres, I reckon he could be the top zone.
Vanquish is coming out. I think he's on softs. It's saying on my screen, Vanquish is coming out on soft tyres. Karting's also coming out on softs. Jamie's gone to softs. Lutonian on my screen has gone to soft tyres. This could get fun.
Oh, this is not good news for Hillsrap.
He's coming out now.
And unfortunately,
I told you, Hillsrap's done it too soon. Yeah, soft tyres. Soft tyres to Vanquish.
And he's coming out of the pit. Oh, and yours out as well. I think yours crashed.
Yeah, yours been doing his outlap.
Oh no! And that
commentator curse there.
Oh, that's a big blow for Europe. Of course, the Belgian Grand Prix winner of just over a week's time, and he is out. And oh, Max is retired from the session as well. But
he should be okay.
He's
but
not.
I tell you what, these drivers like Deneen and Matt. Deneen's done. Actually, Deneen's only 4/10. That's not enough.
I think that's a mistake, isn't it, from these drivers?
These guys are. This is what I mean. These guys are so used to people not taking a risk onto the soft tyres. They think they're done. But you've got Vanquish, you've got Flying Soz, you've got Jamie, you've got Lutonian Dan, and we're all looking at them out on soft tyres to come up. The people, I wouldn't even say Deneen. Say Hills are out. This could be a mistake.
This was.
Saying that, those Dutch Dave's out on mediums, Blaz is out on mediums, BP's out on mediums. And karting. Let's see how this plays out. This could be a fun 2 minutes.
It definitely is. Of course, as we've only got 2 minutes to go actually as well. We're just on board with Vanquish. He should be the first one to cross the line now to start his lap. But yeah, I'm wondering. If Deneen and Hills are up, might be safe. But it might. Oh no! Vanquish has been hit from behind, and I think it's a Toro Rosso. I think it was Blaz.
It's Blaz. I would have been that was Blaz. Is that coming into the pit? Blaz must have front wing. Wow.
Oh, so Blaz is done. Oh, Matt's retired as well. No, just on board Vanquish.
No damage to Vanquish. No damage to Vanquish. But that needs looking at. That's not cool, Blaz. That was crazy.
Yeah, and of course there is a new pit entry in France this time around. I'm wondering if he got caught out by that. Do you reckon, or do you think Blaz has enough experience to know where the pit entry is? To be honest, it wasn't really near the pit entry, was it?
I need to see that again. That looked. We need to see that again. I don't want to say anything until I've seen that back. That looked silly. Let's put it that way.
So unfortunately, I think Blaz is going to be the one to suffer for this. So because he is now, he ain't going to be able to get through him because he is still in the pits. So Vanquish continues on his way. We don't think this.
Flying Soz out there on soft. Jamie's out there on soft. Plutonian Dan out there on soft.
So this is going to be an epic final round to Q2. Remember, this is only to line up the grid from 11th to 15th. Remember, the guys that start in the top 10 must start on the tyres which they've set their fastest time on. Just watching car 66 now, Vanquish.
He's flying. Looks good.
I'm loving that as well. That's brilliant bit of car control from Vanquish. As you can see coming around the final section now. And he's only in. We'll talk about it in a minute if that's all right, Dave. But because he's only in. He was only in like the high mode of hers instead of hot lap, which might surprise an amateur like me.
I'll explain why shortly when this session finishes. I'll explain the reasoning behind that. But it's a clever move.
And he goes fastest. Good time.
Oh, there's the sign of the champion. Pulls out the bag when needed. Slimbo's under threat here, guys. Slimbo's not got round. He's under threat. Blaz and BP are out. BP having big problems. He's not having the championship that he hoped for so far. Struggling in the championship. Dutch Davis we want to watch.
And but unfortunately, Carton's had enough. He's called it a day as well. So Carton, BP, Blaz are all done for today. What about Dutch Dave in 12th position? We got Dan as well, who's 6/10 of a second up at the moment. Good stuff from Dan. We got to Jamie, who is 8/10 of a second up as well. We've got some big times coming up, fast and furious. I think Jamie went wide there. He might be okay. I think he's okay because this track can bite you if you go wide there. Oh, he's gone wide again there, but he's still continuing. Jamie's now coming around the final couple of corners now. He is in qualifying at the moment, but he wants to continue because that's why Dutch Dave has gone fourth. And that's on the medium tyre. That's incredible stuff from Dutch Dave. And Jamie comes across the line. It's second. Good stuff from Jamie.
Wow. Soft. So Slim on the verge. Your Belgian Grand Prix winner on the verge of being knocked out. And
Dan goes second. Dan goes up to second. We're just
Dan Lutonian. Wow,
Slim is out. Slim is out. And what about?
Are we going to use your? Are we going to lose your? We do. Oh, how come you're still in? I don't understand. Well,
no, I'm trying to work that out as well.
How that works out because Flying Soz goes third. Slim out. Blaz out. BP out. Cutting out. That's some elite. And Hills are out. That is some elite drivers right there who we've lost. Wow.
That is.
We've got some new faces at the front here then.
Well, this is going to be phenomenal stuff, isn't it? So just on board with Flying Soz, and who made it through? He jumped up to third there, Flying Soz did, so that was brilliant stuff. And yeah,
good luck for the Greek driver.
as you said, Dave, that is just incredible who we've lost. Listen to who we've lost here. We've lost Carton, we've lost BP, Blaz, Slim, and Hilzerap. That is some phenomenal drivers that we are not going to see in Q3. Yor we will not see in Q3 either, even though he did bid it, unfortunately, so he's going to be very disappointed with that. So the top 9 would be Deneen, Matt, Dutch Dave, Maxi, Sam Stir, Jamie, Soz, Dan, and Vanquish. That's going to be a phenomenal selection of drivers. I'm really looking forward to this. Outstanding.
Crucially for Deneen, Deneen just got through and will start. Look at the split in tyres. We've got 5 drivers cycling on softs, 5 drivers on the mediums. If Samster and Vanquish get a front row on different tyres, we are in for an absolute fascinating start of the race.
We are indeed, and that turn 1 and 2 can be very difficult as well. We've seen some incidents in the past, and of course, 2018.
Off camber, uphill, downhill, runoff. Because of the runoff, I think cars like to gamble. Indeed, we did lose. Who crashed at the end there, mate? Who was it?
Yor, wasn't it?
Yor, yeah, we have lost Yor. I think he will start 10th, but 9-car shootout. This is going to be fun.
And I mean, to be honest, I like putting guys on the spot. Who is your take for pole position? Who would you put your money on?
I don't know about the guys watching, but my money is on Samster, and I think Samster will do it by quite a way. Samster looks really good down here. I wouldn't bet against Samster. I don't know about everyone else watching at home. Let us know in the comments. Sean, who are you backing?
I'm not going to do that to the poor unfortunate driver, because every time I do that they usually end up in the wall. So we're on board with Samster at the moment, and we have spoke to. Oh, look at that! He's just completely. He doesn't even care about the track limits. As Samster just yeah, he's not in the mood for an outlap, is he? So I think that Dave is right though. If Samster has looked phenomenal in his qualifying session, he's just been a cut above everyone else. But as we've said though in the broadcast, that Samster's racecraft has been called into question, hasn't it, this season? But of course,
right out in front and leading, but in the heat of the battle, he's been found out a little bit. So big weekend for Samster. He can get himself right back in a championship mix here. Jamie for the win, says Bilton Matt.
Oh, I'm honest, I quite like that because
he's a bit off the pace, Jamie, this weekend. Tonight.
he is indeed, but I think that sometimes Jamie does like to come from further back and somehow just finds himself in the mix towards the end there. So Jamie is definitely very good with his strategy calls there. But I love it though, because we got Samster, who's out and out pace is fantastic. We got Jamie, who we can never count. We can't count out Vanquish, can we? I love that start that Dave provided us earlier. It's 28 Grand Prix he has been leading the championship. That is incredible. That is. I think I'm trying to I think Vettel was in the lead of the championship for a fairly long time as well. One time was it Vettel? I can't remember who it was. But yeah, but that doesn't even hold a candle to Vanquish. That is phenomenal. Oh,
so we still don't know who Matt Fang is, the mystery driver, but Deneen, I believe, will be the first man to do a time. So I'm going to keep an eye on Deneen, the Irishman.
I think Samster is just up in front of him at the moment, but I think Samster
Samster cut off the track, didn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't really keen on the track on his outlap, and he's just coming to the final sector now. Car 19 Samster is, of course, that is the same number which Antoine Hubert was carrying, of course, in that awful race in Belgium, which I will bring it up every now and again. And to be honest, I think we should really, because of course we should celebrate his.
Yeah, and Correa, who the news came out of London earlier on in the week that he's sadly got into a bad state as well, so it's looking not good for Correa either. So yeah, sad news to start the Italian Grand Prix on Sunday.
Yeah, and our thoughts are definitely with Correa's family and friends. As Samster goes fastest on a 29.9, brilliant time there from
fastest time so far. That's gonna be hard to beat already. That's an incredible time. 3/10 Matt Fang.
I was on board with Samster, and I must admit it did look pretty. It looked phenomenal from on board. Have you ever had a lap where you
felt stuck in traffic? That's Dave's lap's been ruined here by the Alpha I think they're both backing off. They're both backing. They weren't flyers. They're both backing off. Vanquish on a flyer. No, his time was invalidated.
Ooh.
Championship leader, his time invalidated. And Maxi comes straight back in the pits after holding up Touch Dave.
And unfortunately, Touch Dave was... Yeah, that's not good, is it, really? But just watching Vanquish. Yeah, Vanquish is unfortunately got to do another time. Jamie's gone well off the road there. I think he's visited.
Yeah,
Blimey! Well,
that's no good. So the championship contenders, Deneen's only 4th. Vanquish is really under pressure. Jamie's under pressure. Like I said, this is an opportunity for one of the guys like Samster. Slim couldn't take advantage, but Dutch Dave could get himself into a little bit of championship contention. So could Flying Solids. This could be a big weekend for drivers like those to get themselves back into a championship contention.
And I think Dutch Dave made his debut back in Spain, and he showed some flashes of brilliance there as well. I think he got on the podium with his debut race, and I think that just
he did in the last 2 laps. Dutch Dave came through. I think he was 4th or 5th with like 2 laps to go, and managed to get 2nd, I think, in the end on penalties.
He didn't. I think that I always remember that race for the amazing following that Dutch Dave had. I think he was one of the highlights of the race for me. It was a phenomenal race, and every time I looked down,
massive fan group which we know are out there.
And we'd like to hear from you as well tonight. It'd be fantastic to get cheering for your man, of course, the Red Bull driver Dutch Dave. Just watching Jamie, who's coming around the final corner now.
The limelight's Jamie's. The track's all his. What can he do? He invalidated his first time, so he's saved his and he's going again. It's all eyes on the Mercedes of 88. All eyes on Jamie.
And now he's coming into turn 1 and 2. Then, of course, I'm really looking forward to that turn in the race later on. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens there. It's always usually a pinch point, isn't it? And look at how much track he uses, Jamie. There, fantastic. How he just keeps it within the track limits. It's absolute precision from Jamie. That is a no.
Oh no, that could be mine again. And again, the car's too. It's the same as what Ozone had. The car looks too light. It looks too feathery. Not enough downforce in that sector. Yes, he's going to be mighty quick down the straights, but he's got no downforce where it matters in the technical part of the track. He's going to get, 1, tyre wear is going to be an issue for him. He's going to be scrubbing his tyres a lot more, and 2, he's going to have bad exits on the straights like that. He's going to get found out. He's relying on staying ahead on the straights, but that's a risky move, and he's struggling. He's got the pressure on now.
He has indeed, and it's very, as you said earlier, it's in park firm right now, isn't it? So he can't do much about it, can he? How's he going to be able to get around this way?
All you can do is take out some pressure on your rear tyres and your fronts, and get a bit more grip, and your brake bias. Push your brake bias back. Push it back forward for the straight, and push it more towards the back of the car in the slower part of the track. There's an extra bit of rear downforce. Front wing ain't going to help you. His rear looked horrible. He was getting into the corners okay, coming out the corners he was everywhere, and halfway through the corners when you really need that rear downforce, he didn't have it. It's going to be a problem for Jamie in the race.
Oh, it's not like the good old days as Maxi's about to start his lap. It's not like the good old days, is it, where after qualifying oh, is that rain? I think that's rain, isn't it? Or am I just seeing a thing? It is raining.
It's raining.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Oh, so
okay.
This isn't good, is it, for the drivers on set time then? So we've still got Dutch Dave, we've still got Dan, we've still got Vanquish, Jamie and Maxi, all on set time. This is really spiced things up, hasn't it?
Well, that's just thrown a complete spanner for the likes of Jamie and Vanquish, especially Jamie, who's just got back to the pits. And what a night! Look, Dutch Dave's still in. Dutch Dave needs to get out there ASAP.
It's only a sprinkle of rain, though. Surely it ain't going to make much difference to the grip, is it?
Well, Deneen's struggling. The grip, from experience of racing here in the wet, the grip is actually still generally good, but Deneen getting around. The good thing is these drivers, they can just cut half the track and then get round for a flying lap. So they may not lose too much time, but Samster, wow, the cards are falling in place for him so far. But look at Matt Fang, who we don't know who he is yet, Flying Swords and Deneen, they could be in the pound seat here.
Well, Maxi's doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things out there in the Alpha. I'm not sure he's got a bit of lag or what, but hopefully that'll clear up soon. And it's not the rain. You don't drive that in the rain. I don't think anyway. But he's coming across the line now. He should, if this rain gets worse, then he should have 5th position locked down, because the guys won't have enough grips. He comes across the line, he goes into 5th fast as Maxi does.
Yeah, they're struggling. Look, the Maxi's not slow around here. that rain is playing effect. It plays with the driver's mind as well. You're testing the grip. All of a sudden, you're used to in drying conditions for the whole course, and all of a sudden, bang, you've got a greasy track. Where are your braking points? When can you get on the power on the exits? Every corner is an unknown, and the rain is not light either. As Jamie's putting intermediates on, we're now back onto soft, but let's see what Dan Lutonian does here.
And he comes across the line. He's done a 33. Wow. And he only even set a time. He's invalidated as well. Oh, so that might open the door for Vanquish. Oh my gosh! How did he keep out the wall there for Vanquish there? Blimey! Very well, good car control there.
He's playing havoc. You know, this is a game changer. Vanquish will start on the soft tyres as well. Samster's start on the mediums. Vanquish will start on the soft tyres in the midfield. We're going to see what the champion's made of it. This is going to be a real. It's going to be a good drive here. We'll see what he's like in traffic. We're not used to seeing Vanquish stuck in traffic, are we?
No, we're not, but I think Vanquish has showed in Australia that when the cards are down, he somehow manages to win. Of course, as Samster has called it a day. Vanquish drifted it around. Look at that, that's terrible, isn't it, Dave?
Oh my god, he's literally drifting down the straight. He could get sixth, but I don't know what Dutch Dave's doing at the moment, but Vanquish may get away with a sixth place. That will be damage limitation for Vanquish. He will take sixth now, I'm certain of it.
And Dan's called it a day, unfortunately. Do you, as a driver, do you check the weather? And because surely this is.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you keep an eye on that. We don't miss a beat. Well, we're on a big chat party during the race, and the weather's the first thing we check. If we see forecast rain later on, we would have been straight out on softs early doors and getting the banker lap in. I'm surprised it's only been caught out. I can't believe. Although Vanquish made a mistake and invalidated his times early on, but. You know, Maxi didn't do his time, Dutch Dave didn't do his time, Jamie had his time validated, Dan Lutonian has had times invalidated. So they should have got that banker lap in. They've missed the trick. They've missed the boat.
Yeah,
Dutch Dave is drifting.
He is indeed, isn't he? And yeah, that's why I want to ask the question to Dave there, because there was we only had like four times on the board, and I felt quite surprising that over half the field didn't come out and just throw a time in there. So really surprised by that. Dutch Dave kind of coming up to the line now. Let's just see what
big
time he's doing.
For Dutch Dave. Can he get ahead of his Dutch counterpart Vanquish? No, look, 4.5 seconds with like 3-4 minutes worth of rain. The grip's gone.
And I'm surprised that Dan hasn't actually set a time either, because he would have got 7th at least, but it looks like
he's invalidated twice. He was really struggling. And Jamie, who's got a light car as it is going to find these conditions horrible. He's on his flyer now, but he's fighting for 8th.
He is, isn't he? And I think any place is definitely a positive, though, isn't it? So he just needs to continue this lap as well. And I'm interested to know what the weather's going to be like for the race later on, which is coming up. As soon as it's qualifying.
It's the rain around here. We've seen it already, so let's hope for mixed conditions. That'd be great.
It definitely was. If anyone remembers who can forget Belgium? I'm sure I'm going to refer to Belgium for the rest of the season probably. But I think
Dan says in chat, rain ruined everything. Yeah, it has. They've been caught off guard. It just shows they've been caught off guard here. Check your weather. You know, Jeff's been on the radio telling them rain's due. Because Jamie may get a time on board. Yeah, an anticlimax, isn't it? Finish. You know, we was expecting a big showdown. The final 2 minutes.
Oh, DRS has been disabled now, so that's kind of it then. But yeah, you're exactly right. Do you know what? It caught us by surprise, but to be fair, we haven't got a weather radar up here. But yeah, the drivers, so you would have. That's usually the first thing you look on is that Nigel, of course, has just said good luck, guys. So of course, Nigel, usually the Haas driver, is not with us tonight, but of course, it's good to see him with us in the commentary box. And that is it for qualified, unfortunately. So as Dave said, a bit of an anticlimactic qualifying session there at the moment. They're on board Deneen now, so he's just out at the moment, but he's spun it, and I think that that is it then for the end of qualifying. Then, as Dutch Dave said,
dry race.
Pitwall said that rain was coming 10 minutes later. So yeah, so maybe the Pitwall got it wrong rather than the driver's end. So that's a turn up for the books. And I just watching Deneen now, who's I think he's just on a bit of fun out there in his Rocket Williams, as he's just coming around the final corner now, and he will start on the second row of the grid. I tell you, that's a fantastic grid, isn't it, Dave? We got Samster, we got Matt, the unknown Matt, who's second on the grid.
Who is Matt? Matt Bang, reveal yourself. Who invited him and who are you?
I tell you what, he's definitely looking strong, got the strong pacer, isn't he? Flying Stars, the top Greek is in third position. Then we've got Deneen in fourth, Maxi in fifth, Vanquish sixth. Then we've got Dutch Dave in seventh with Jamie in eighth position and Dan in ninth position. And Yor, who of course the Belgian winner, is in 10th at the moment. That's a fantastic grid, isn't it? Really looking forward to this.
John, this is Samster's race to lose. This is a massive opportunity. Bit of mixed up grid. With Matt Fang's an unknown. Flying Soz, well, he's half a second behind on dry conditions. This for me is Samster's race to lose. But he will start on the mediums, where drivers around him will start on softs. So this is going to be an interesting start.
And does that get in your head, by the way, when you're like when you're on the slower tire, the supposedly slower tire when you start?
Yes, it does. It really does. You are looking behind you. You know you've got to cover off. I don't know what second starting on, but if he's starting soft, if that was my head, I'd be looking to cut across the line and block the line off from second place. But he's going to be under attack on his slower tyre, and he'll know it. But the thing is, you can't be too cautious. You're too cautious, you're gonna drive bashing into you.
This is an absolute phenomenal grid. This is for the French Grand Prix. Of course, they're on round 9 of the Elite League of course season 2. The defending champion Vanquish is on the back foot here, and as is Jamie, who's also been charged of Vanquish at the top of the tree there. They're both struggling. And yeah, Deneen only 4th at the moment. Samster, but can Samster get his championship back on track? He needs a win today, which will get him there or thereabouts back in the event. So here we go. So we've got the formation lap going then. As we just take a look at the grid, then you can see we've got a lot of medium tyres, haven't we there? And look at the top 10. Oh, they've already got rid of the bollard there. So let's just go for the grid then.
Don't need that.
No, the bollards are just for show, and let's just go for the grid then. 27 laps around this. And I think that no one really cares about polystyrene today. Blimey.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to sound daft, but not all these drivers use racing assist, and the drivers, like I know, back slim, they rely on those polystyrene barriers for braking points. This is dirty tactics out there going on.
That's a bit of gamesmanship. We were used to gamesmanship from yourself on the formation lap in Super, but blimey, that's a whole different level. Fantastic. Anyway, we've got to go through the grid a bit quick. Oh, that's a Williams comes right off the track there.
Deneen, is it Deneen?
It is Deneen. I know Samster has also been disqualified as well, so yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, Samster is on pole position on the medium tyres. Matt, the mystery Matt is second at the moment, medium tyres. That's soft tyres for Flying Sauce in third. Deneen medium. Look at that. Soft tyres for Flying Sauce, and the other guys are on medium. Fantastic. Maxi and Vanquish 5th and 6th, soft. And then we got Dutch Dave 7th, medium. Jamie and Dan 8th and 9th, soft tyres. And then Yor completes the top 10 is on the medium tyres. Hills are Ralph 11th, Slim is 12th, 13th is Blaz. Then we got they're all on the medium tyres, hard tyres for BP. That's going to be an interesting one. Can he get those tyres warmed up? 15th position is Carton, and 16th is Lucas. Lucas having a poor qualifying, and same with Carton as well. Hopefully Carton's got his shifter sorted. They're all the medium tyres. Then we got Summer Allies on the hard tyres. So only 2 drivers on the hard tyres. That'll be interesting to see what they're going to do in the later stages of the race. And then we've got New Life 18th position on the medium tyres. Jacob is 19th on the medium tyres as well. Hopefully Jacob's in the session. I think he is. There he is. He's in the session as well. And Ozone having an awful qualifying. A setup is appalling. So yeah, he's going to have a very long race, as is Jamie as well for setup.
Ozone, if I was at the back here, Jacob, New Life, Ozone, I will be taking it very easy and let these guys sort themselves out at the start.
Oh, and this is going to be... I hope everyone's buckled up and ready to go. 27 laps.
8 thrilling races so far. What has round 9 got in store?
Anything can happen, and it usually can. Of course, we are live for the Elite League here in France. This is round 9. I am with Dave. Let's do this. And it is... Go! And as Samster gets away, all right, but I think Matt's already through. There's contact. There's debris going all over the place, and Samster's down the front already. Flying Sauce charges up through the field. Samster's already in the pack. This is not what he wanted, is it? As they come through turn 1 and 2, that's okay. There's a yellow flag somewhere. What's going on in the background?
It's at the back. Jacob's lost his front wing at the back.
Oh, that's a big blow there. And look at this, they come through then the first
and Deneen's cut the corner completely.
Oh, he's got
He's
free
just rejoined with the Renault now.
And oh, came very close as well then. And look at this, a side by side. Then it's oh my gosh, a wheel to wheel. They were so close, and I thought it was going to be major contact there between Dan and Deneen. Deneen's had an appalling start. So is Samster as well. It's going to be very messy because there's Deneen is
Vanquish on a move on Maxi as well for 4th place. He hasn't done it. Maxi's getting his elbows out on Vanquish.
Oh, fantastic.
Still side by side.
Oh, this is getting great, isn't it? Oh, this corner, it can be very dangerous when you're on your own.
That's what I said. There you go. Vanquish has done it. That corner is a good soft tyre drivers are flying through on the medium drivers.
Oh, Dan's gone wide there, and that's allowed to Deneen and gone up and under.
Yeah, good move. Good move from Deneen.
That's
He's
really
got a penalty already. 3-second penalty.
Yeah, that's do you think? Oh, I think Max and Vanquish have come together, and he's gone off the track there. Look, there's a lot of runoff here, and now Deneen's going on the outside. He's going to be on the inside. Oh, he's just forces free, forces way through.
Recovery.
Oh, good stuff indeed. Oh, contact. He damaged his front wing. I think the Renault driver has. That one completed. Then no, that was an interesting first lap, wasn't it? Oh my gosh! Free. That's incredible. It's Maxi, Jamie.
Is the championship contender involved?
Oh my god! Oh, they've come together.
Jamie.
And
that's going to be a 10 trism. He will overtake surely on the Alpha. Yeah, it is. He's backing off. Look, he's backing off. Letting Slimbo back through.
Oh my god!
There's that blast.
Oh my god! That's who's that? It is Jamie. I thought it was. Oh no! That's the man who's second in the championship at the moment. He's dropped down to 18th position at the moment. It's chaos. Hills are up in your
leaders.
Oh, leaders!
It's passing Matt to the lead into the chicane.
We got a yellow flag. Oh,
Hillstrap's out.
Hillstrap's gone, and I'm not sure where he's down the back straight. I think so. That's that's an unusual place to crash. He must have been contact, and Matt is now. Oh, sorry, I almost swallowed my tongue there.
We've got the soft compound tyres of Flying Soz. He's making them work. They're heated up early. Matt had no chance. Samster now with Vanquish and the soft tyres behind. He's got to get a move on because Vanquish is already in 4th place. Deneen's recovered to 5th. Dutch Dave, TGG Navy, is up to 6th. Slimbo up to 8th. This is set up beautifully with different tyre compounds. BP 11th on hards.
Yeah, fantastic start from BP. San Reynolds and 54th on the hard tyre as well. As Lucas and Euro close together. Wow, but it's brilliant how the championship leaders.
Samster on a move on Matt.
He's going to go on the outside here. Oh, this is going to get very tasty indeed. DRS has been enabled then. As he just pushed them around the first 2 corners there. Great stuff.
This is what we're saying at the start, wasn't it, with Samster? He's got to be consistent. He's got to be patient. Pick your move. Flying Soz is not getting away. Don't rush it. Lucas penalty, but don't rush it, Sam. Don't risk damage. This race is yours. You're on medium tyres. Vanquish behind you on softs. Don't worry about him. Your nearest competitor is really Deneen. You've got a long race. Don't try and do it in the first few laps. He's going to have a go here with DRS. In fact, they both might have a go.
Oh, this is going very good. It's Flying Soz going to get swamped down into the airfield. And Samster's on the outside. Matt is on the inside. Now they've changed it. Now Samster's on the outside and Matt's on the inside, and they're still like side by side going down the back straight.
Brilliant.
That was fantastic. I thought they was going into each other. And Samster up into 2nd. Brilliant stuff. Great racecraft there from Samster.
That's how you do it. Patient. Wait for the straight. Dutch Dave is right behind Deneen, and Matt is about to be joined. This freeway battle about to be joined by the Ferrari championship leader.
Vanquish has been in by Matt. Oh my god! And Matt is gonna Vanquish. Oh no! We was on board with Samster.
Matt's gonna have to pick that following damage surely, but he has taken Samster. That wasn't good from Matt. Whoever Matt is, that was not good.
That wasn't indeed, and I think we was on board with Samster, and he's going side by side with the dude and coming over the start finish straight. I think, unfortunately for Matt, I think that might be his doing. Yeah, so it's a shame there for. That's a shame there.
It was. Samster. I was look at the battle. It's similar to what happened with Blaz and Vanquish, because you got so many breaking points in that final little complex there. I think Matt just got caught out, and unfortunately for Samster. It's playing at the Flying Soz in hand. We're going to have a new winner. Flying Soz under the radar.
He is, and he's absolutely flying as well. And yeah, just to confirm, Matt has got damage because he has lost an awful lot of time. Now Vanquish is all over the back with him. Vanquish, once again, he's like a cream that rises to the top. He's always there, isn't he? And he's now up into second position then. But
on the softer tyres.
Oh, this is going to get very good. Samster just needs to keep his head though, because he's still got the pace.
Come on, Sam, you've got to keep it together. But now there's Deneen coming through.
Oh, this is going to get very interesting indeed.
No, that's not a. Yeah, don't Deneen back off. Oh look, yeah, the damage of Matt. He's suffering. This is where Matt will suffer in the far left corners. They'll have no downforce, and yeah, passed by 2, and Dutch Dave, I'm pretty sure will get through as Maxi's off.
Oh, big old threat! Sorry, there's Maxi in the Alfa Romeo, and he has just rejoined the track in between Lucas, and Lucas is through and up into 12th position there. So, nicely done there. I thought they was going to go into each other. And new life all over the back of Maxi there, and I think into the pits there because
pits? Yeah, sorry. Dan's pitted as well. Sorry, the pit lane sort of is a bit quicker, isn't it? Takes some of the track out. Oh, Maxi's speeding in the pits. That is going from bad to worse. Oh,
he's got that is indeed there. So it's not going well. Samster all over the back of Vanquish. It's just showing the speed of Samster today, isn't it? He's really on fire. He just needs to calm down. Basically, keep it calm.
Yeah. His tyres are coming in. These softs are going already, I think. Vanquish is really struggling. Deneen's got 6 seconds worth of penalties. That's not going well for him.
That's not indeed. I think last year did Carton have like over 30 seconds of penalties? Was it this race? I'm
it's
sure.
So easy. It's so easy. This is a move. This is a move.
Banks has gone for the outside for Samster. He's just going to go on the outside, is he? He is indeed. Oh, just a bit of a kiss there between the two. And look at Vanquish, he's not giving up. Oh, great stuff. And then coming down the back straight. Samster has got the line, but Vanquish he's got a bit more speed though. He's on the outside. Where are they? There they are. Brilliant. Fantastic stuff. And look, now he's back on the inside there.
Oh, look at this. Yes. This is absolutely brilliant racing. And yeah, Vanquish ran out of road. That was nothing wrong with that. Vanquish just ran out of road.
Oh, Samster's lost it almost. I thought he was going for his back.
On the exit. Got the gas too early. That's so easy done around here. Now Deneen, who's got those 6 seconds worth of penalties, has to get a move on now. Dutch Dave is keeping an eye on all this. Up in 5th place, and Slimbo and Blaz. I think Blaz has jumped a few places. I didn't see him there. Blaz up into 7th place. Great job from Blaz.
And I think it's being underlined. I think Vanquish is on soft tyres. I think this is underlined, and Dutch Dave going into the back wing. Deneen's gone wide, and I don't think Dave got any damage there, but I think it's underlined. So Vanquish just hasn't got the out-and-out pace around here, has he? He's hanging in there, but I don't think he's got.
Dave made a big mistake. That's cost him. But yeah, you're right. Vanquish. We saw him qualifying. Vanquish wasn't up the sharp end, and he's vulnerable here. Vanquish to drop some points. But luckily for Vanquish, Jamie is down in 12th place, having an absolute nightmare, down 4 places. His championship rival is down and out at the moment, really struggling. And Maxi's falling down the pack as well. By the way, quickly, shout to Ozone, up to 14th and really doing a stellar job after really struggling qualifying. So keep going, Ozone.
Yeah, fair play to the Racing Point driver, because that car was like it's like a bucking red bull, like a bucking ball, isn't it? I mean, he was struggling to keep on the track and qualifying, but Jamie, brilliant stuff.
Like I said, Jamie's just got off the road again. Jamie's now passed by Samarales. His car is quick on. They're watching him, but he can't get slow into the corners. He's having an absolute, and he's on soft tyres, which will be going off. He's having an absolute Ozone's got his out. Ozone's out. Same place as qualifying. He lost it on the curb, on the flat-out right-hander. He got on the curb on the exit, and it put him straight into the wall, and I've jinxed him. Sorry, Ozone.
Oh, what a shame for Ozone, yeah. He's on the inside there, and there's been many crashes around there, hasn't there? Because it's a corner that can they can really catch you out. I know Dutch Dave got on the inside then, but Vanquish, virtual safety car, big lock up there from Vanquish. Virtual safety car then.
Called him out. Jamie got a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit, so his race was bad to work. But Vanquish had to lock himself up, trying to get below the speed. And is that Slim? That's Slim in 6th place. He's up 6 places. And Slimbo and Buzz has gone with him. Have played themselves nice into contention. Also, keep an eye out for BP on the hard tyres, up into 9th place. The field spread is really really tiny round here as Carton's going to get himself disqualified soon. BP's not done out of this yet. I still think it's a Samster to lose, even though he's got a penalty.
And we're back racing again. Yeah, I think you're right, because Flying Sol's who's been leading, I don't think he's got the raw pace to keep up with Samster, and Samster's on the preferred. His
tyres are going as well, I think.
They are indeed, and I think Samster is now just hunting them down there as 8/10 to a second. And once again, Dutch Dave and Vanquish resume their rivalry. This is brilliant. It's a good old Dutch battle here.
Drivers here. This is great.
He's got on
the inside. That's not an overtaking move.
Oh, it is! It is! No, but Vanquish is still on the outside. Oh, no, Vanquish is still there. Oh, amazing. That's fantastic.
They are the inside as well. You can get away with braking later, but it'll come back to Vanquish. Then he'll have the inside for Dave. What a move. Well done, Dave. That's fantastic.
That is what I did, the Elite. That was brilliant, wasn't it, Dave? I love that. That was, every moment of that was spectacular. He's in the pits. Vanquish is in the pits then.
Yeah, give up the tyres. Those tyres are gone.
Wow, that is, yeah, or the tyres, or nothing to do with tyres or anything, well, it probably was, but I think that was a phenomenal move. I love that. Brilliant stuff indeed there.
Hard. So Vanquish plans to go to the end.
Oh, so we talked about the tyre temperature and getting the warm up in qualifying day. Is that Dave? Is that going to is this going to be difficult for Vanquish now to
a little bit. Start off with it is because he's still got a bit of fuel on board. Flying Sword's pitted by the way, and put on the hard tyres. Matt Fang, I think, has given up the ghost, but yeah, they've still got a bit of fuel on board. It's going to take a little bit of time to get them up. The good thing is for Vanquish and for Flying Sods, they've got clear tracks, and by quite a way. They've got quite a bit of space up to the pack to get themselves sorted out. Oh, well, that doesn't help Vanquish though. 3-second time penalty, and Yule has just passed Flowers down the back straight. Lovely move.
And Matt's gone up to first, so great move from Matt. But anyway, I think that was obviously a glitch.
Timings have gone a bit glitchy. Maxie's, there's a few drivers who are going to be borderline disqualified with all the warnings at this rate.
As you said, it was very easy to get penalties around here. It's basically you just even have to sneeze in the wrong place and get a penalty, don't you? So unreal.
It's the same for everybody. Everybody's in the same boat. It's harsh. Some tracks are harsh, some tracks are a little bit more fairer, but it's who manages it the best. Ignore Matt at the top. Samster leads his race as it sorts itself back out. Deneen, who's had an adventurous, bizarre start, has got probably 9 seconds worth or 6 seconds worth of penalties, finds himself in P2 right now. And what tyres do these boys go on then? Do they stretch it out and go on the softs at the end, or do they put on the hards? Put it on the hards at the end, will play straight back in the hands of Flying Sods and Vanquish. I imagine, and if I was these guys in one stopping, which I think they are now on lap 9, they're going to have to stretch this bit out and then go on the softs. They go on the softs, they're going to reel in the likes of Vanquish and Flying Sods and their hard tyres. Really interesting strategy calls coming up.
You as a driver, Dave, what would you do? Would you stretch out and go onto the soft tyres?
I'd stretch it out. Yeah, you're going on hards. You've got to mess around with warming them up. You're going to gain no advantage. You're going to get no undercut, and then you're on the same tyres as Vanquish. If you can get onto the softs, which is far quicker, nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker than the hard tyres around this track, you want to be on the soft tyres at the end.
And we're on board.
Not only that, but these guys are mediums are not losing too much time to the guys in hard. Hard tyres are so slow.
And Carton's got another problem. We've got Carton's retired from the race. He's on a very difficult race there, Carton was. I think it might be something to do with his shifter though, because we reported he had a shifter issue in qualifying, so it's a big blow for Carton, and he's still trying to get his championship off to a start. But unfortunately, we're in round 9 now, and his season's just disappearing away from him. Got yellow flag in 1 for some reason. Just taking a quick look.
I think it's Karting's stricken hats. Deneen's under massive pressure from Dutch Dave. Dutch Dave loves to drive through the field, doesn't he?
Oh, he does indeed. He's a battling Dutchman, isn't he? We love it. And Deneen there is, and as a look at that! I thought he was going into the back of that. And yeah, Laucus is in the pits then from 8th position. He was having a good old battle with himself in a New Life there, and Sam Rose also. It was a great old battle there for 8th, 9th and 10th. And we got 17 laps to go in this race, so yeah, there's still a long way to go. We haven't even got to half distance yet, and there's so much going on. Jamie is still down in 12th position, but it's not going well at all for Jamie. But Vanquish is only 6/10 of a second in front of him. They're both on different tyres there. Is Joe going to get to the end on the medium tyres from now? I don't think he will he?
That will be some going, but you don't, you keep pushing. You could get a safety car. Vanquish could hit problems. They're going to have a bit of trouble soon as Flying Swords is now starting to catch the pack. He's only 2 seconds behind. He'll want to clear Samades pretty quickly. But I tell you what, Samades is on for some points. He's had a tough start to his IRC Elite career, but he'll take that 9th place now, I think, if the race finished now. But what a great battle for 2nd place we've got here.
We have indeed, and talking if the race finishes now, we will have a new championship leader, and that will be Deneen. Will be leading the championship. So by only a single point. So and then into the pits comes Dutch Dave. So he's in the pits on lap 10. That has to be hard tires, surely.
That's going to hard tires. So it'll put him on kilter with Vanquish. He will lose out a little bit to Vanquish, but now if you're Deneen, if you're Slim, if you're where's the pit crew? Pit crew weren't ready.
Oh no! Oh, did they disappear?
That's got to be a glitch. That's got to be a glitch. So hard tyres for Dutch Dave. Now, if you're Slim, if you're Deneen, if you're Samster, do you pit now and go and follow suit and be wary of an undercut, or do you carry on and stick with your strategy? And by the way, Dutch Dave has jumped Vanquish.
Oh yeah, that's a very good spot, Dave. So yeah, look at that, by 3 seconds as well. Is that down to the hard tire, or is that just down to Vanquish struggling around this track?
I don't know. I think Vanquish is struggling because he's fighting Jamie, and these two are separated by 2 points in the championship. So we've got a championship battle for 11th and 12th.
Absolutely brilliant stuff.
I don't think I've been saying that, but the 2 championship leaders are fighting for the positions out the points right now.
That is unreal. That is the competitive nature of this Elite League. It's been fantastic stuff, and we must give a good shout out to Slim, who's been the lead at the forefront of this Elite League, hasn't he? We'll come out to me because Jamie's gonna be inside into the chicane, and Vanquish there. Just wow, fantastic racing. 2 of the championship leaders are going head to head here in France. Brilliant. And now Jamie's got the inside.
James got this. No, good racing from Jamie. You can't risk it. If you don't think you're going to do it, you back out of it early. Because 2 cars side by side do not work around there.
Ooh.
And New Life has just lost a couple of positions. He's up 10. By the way, credit to the likes of BP, Blaz, Slimbo. They're all pitting. So they are responding then.
Oh, do you think that they have to respond then?
Dave has pulled the trigger. Vanquish 6 seconds of penalty. Now Jamie and Vanquish got the same amount of penalty. But yes. He pulled the trigger, has Dutch Dave. But now, if it's Samster, what do you do? Because now he's at threat of the undercut here.
Yeah, I would have. Oh, look at that! They're coming out of the pits. That's a Ferrari. Look, yours coming out. Oh my gosh!
2 cars off. 2 cars off. 2 cars off. Sean, Deneen and Dave.
Oh!
Deneen and Dave took each other out.
Oh no, that's not good at all, is it? Oh, where is he? There he is! He's gone on the inside! And look at that!
It's crazy, action everywhere. Slimbo has just lost a place to Dave back around the outside, and Jamie has passed, and the Ferraris are side by side. You've got himself. Vanquish is like a sitting duck here. This is so unusual.
It is, isn't it? It's because Jamie just got by him, and then with all that chaos, we've had Dutch Dave go.
Slim's passing Dutch Dave on the inside.
Oh my gosh! And somehow, it is. It's brilliant stuff.
Is brilliant.
Oh, and then yeah, fair play to him. Look at the 2 Ferraris in the background. It's like, look at him.
Here comes Jamie.
Oh my God! I don't know.
Done it. Slim's lost 2 places on that straight. Samster, 5-second penalty, speeding in the pits.
Oh, that's a big blow.
He's been blown wide open here.
Jamie's gone wide. And
he's hit Slimbo.
Oh no, that is not good.
Damage.
That's a lot of wing damage, isn't it? By the looks. Oh, that's an end plate.
That's pitiful. Blast pits. Samster pits was a penalty. BP, my man BP, on the hard tyres, leads the French Grand Prix. And I'll tell you what, with all the absolute chaos going on, when he pits, he'll come in for softs. Jamie's got a 5-second penalty. Rule him out. Jamie's done. This is playing into. Samades is up into. Oh, yellow flag.
It's flying softs. Flying is off, and that's in turn 1 or 2. Oh,
front wing damage. He's had contact. I think he's hit Samster coming out the pits.
This pit exit is awful, isn't it? It's one of the most worst pit exits you'll ever find.
Samster, I'm pretty sure I'm about to say it's going to be close. With all the chaos, with all the battling, with everyone holding each other up, is playing into the hands of the likes of the low run of Somalia, who's only got a handful of points this season. He could be on for a points haul. BP could get the season up and running here. And in terms of a winner, pick a name out of the hat at the moment.
It's brilliant.
Samster's got 5 seconds season advantage. Slim's back through on Dutch Dave.
Oh, there's 2 Ferraris behind as well, and the Vanquish and oh no, they've been contacting Vanquish. Wow, how'd son. Brilliant.
Did he get damage? Yes. Is the air plate gone? No.
I know we got. Oh, and then once again, Dutch Davis. I thought he was gonna have a sneak on the outside there. He's gonna go up and under, is he? No, not quite. Of course, you have to go very early in the day to do that on Slim. Brilliant stuff, isn't it?
They're all catching Flying Soz, who had that spin. His tires will be not the best right now. So Deneen's played himself into a great position here on the hard tires, got himself out of trouble. What opportunity for Deneen.
It's incredible, isn't it? Because if we look at the starting grid, it's completely changed to what to what is running at the moment. Absolutely great stuff. We're on board with you at the moment, and we've got Dutch Dave and Slim just in front of us. And look at that Flying Sauce, who's unfortunately got damage, is also in front of him. So look at the background: Vanquish, Dan, and Blaz as well. And we've also got Maxi. Because Jacob's in the pits there.
Jacob's Slimbo penalties. Wow, how's going to decide this? This is a lot of penalties right now. Samster's got 5-second penalties. Deneen, do you know what? I think Deneen hasn't even got one yet, dare I say. I've not seen his name fly up, so if he can get his 6 seconds behind Samster, Deneen's in a position to win this race right now. Look at the field split. Look at this, how close.
It's incredible, isn't it? And look at this. I've said incredible so many times. And look at this. And Slim goes on the outside. Flying Soz on the inside.
Damage to Flying Soz front wing.
I know, great stuff from Slim.
Of course, Soz hit Samster, but he's gone.
Oh no! Oh, that's a big old accident!
Oh wow!
That's Flying Soz. That's Dutch Dave and Flying Soz. It's I think Flying Soz, I think lost it, and unfortunately Dutch Dave was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's a huge accident, and that's 2 of the big names out of the French Grand Prix on lap 14 out of 27. That is mega. What a shame indeed. Dutch Dave was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I can't believe there's no safety car, but Soz just lost it on his own. He seemed to get on the curb and lose it on the exit, and poor old Dave had nowhere to go.
Do you think that was down to the wing damage, or do you feel that Flying Soz was just pushing too hard to try and compensate for the wing damage?
On the exit of the corner, that should be front wing damage. That's your rear tyres lighting up. But he's got on the gas too early. He was too busy fighting with Slim, lit up the rear tyres coming out the corner, and has just gone straight into Dutch Dave.
Oh, what a shame for Dutch Dave. Sometimes you just can't buy luck in this game, and Dutch Dave has just sent us a bit of a sad face. So yeah, we hear you, Dave. What a shame, and an absolutely phenomenal drive. But we've got 15 drivers still remaining in this epic French Grand Prix. We are just over half this.
Can you believe it, Sean? You know, this Grand Prix, even on this game, is not the most exciting at half the time. And these elite drivers have yet again delivered another classic. Deneen's about to go for 3rd place.
They are indeed. I think they just I reckon they write a script down and just say, yeah, let's do this and this. It's absolutely phenomenal. You can't write this stuff. It's brilliant. BP leads at the moment from Samster 2nd, and the 2 Williamses are going side. Oh my gosh, that was going to be an airplane crash, wasn't it?
Sam's fighting this. Sam's on a completely different strategy. He hasn't pitted yet. Let your teammate go.
Yeah, I think that someone needs to actually. Oh, and now he does. Someone give Summerellis a rocket.
Maybe Henry.
Brilliant. Now it's Deneen up the 3rd. Summerellis 4th. Slim 5th.
BP pits from the lead. This is interesting. What tyres are they going to put on? Probably mediums at this stage. But yeah, the BP. He's been on a better tyre compound for the last part of the race. He can play himself into contention for possibly a podium. Here comes that pack. Going to be at the back of this, but with better tyres.
And Jonas, I'm not sure if it's safe or not with this pack. This pack has been absolutely, it's been a phenomenal fight between these guys, isn't it? Slim is now leading the pack at the moment with your Vanquish. Dan and Blaz are now starting to come into contact as well. Lovely, look at that aerial shot there, as you can see then. We've got a lot of red and blue around this circuit. Of course, that's because it's basically a more adhesive tarmac, isn't it, to stop the cars from spinning off at high speed. As we're just watching Blaz.
Really interesting tactics with Williams, by the way. Somalia's is staying in the DRS of Deneen and getting a lovely toe as yours past Slimming.
Yours got a very quick card down that back straight, or as unfortunately Dutch Davis lost recession. Yeah, yours got
come from. Yours coming to life since the pit stops, because he was behind Slim coming into the pits, and with all the chaos, he's quietly just carved his way through the pack. And yours playing himself into contention with Samster's 5-second penalty, maybe not to win, but certainly a chance for the podium. What a race here by Yor.
And this is the second race in a row now that Yor is really showing his mettle, isn't he? Brilliant stuff as well. Second half of the races, he just decides to get on with it. Fantastic. But he's just passed Slim. Slim is still in DRS though, so I wonder if Slim might fancy his chances on this lap around now. As now into the pits, then comes Savarellas from second position. A good old stint on those hard tyres.
Up 14. Well, he was up 15 when he was in second. Great job. Kept out of trouble and possibly points for the Greek driver, who has struggled. They've been hard to come by from this season. He's got a real opportunity here.
He has, hasn't he? Just needs to keep himself out of trouble now with the final 10 laps of this epic French Grand Prix. And there's BP. Remember, he is only recently pitted, so he's going to be very quick, isn't he, in the final stages of the race? So watch out for BP. Lucas is in 8th position now.
It's 9th, so yeah, he's got 8 points this season. So this is going to be a welcome haul of points for the Greek driver. Great stuff.
Unfortunately, Jamie, of course, who's second in the championship, is having a miserable old day, isn't he? He's now up to 12, but he needs something drastic to change in the final few laps here, because he's not going to get any points, is he? He's well away from the points. Look at that, he's almost 10 seconds away. That is a mammoth hill to climb with only 10 laps to go.
And with a ton of penalties. New Life doing a fantastic job on his debut. He kept out of trouble, but look at this. We've got Yor, we've got Slim, not letting him go, Vanquish, Blaz, and BP. Starting to catch. A big shout to Lucas, who had a dreadful qualifying, did a great job in 8th place with the Greek driver sat right behind him. And in fact, is he going to try and move into the cross right-hander?
He seems desperate to get by him, doesn't he? This is, I think he might wait.
Now.
He has indeed, hasn't he? And of course, Lucas has done 7 laps on the hard tyres. So is he going to go up and under? No, not quite. And Samarellas, and yeah, both Samarellas and BP are going to be very electric towards the end of this race here.
Blaz going to try and move into turn 1, I think, and Blaz lining up Vanquish. Maybe Slim's in a better position, thinks better of it in turn 1. He'll be waiting. Slim's experienced driver. He'll know to wait. He knows. He waits. He buys his. Oh, I'll say that. And he's all over. In fact, he's gone for it now.
Oh, really? And Slim's now. Oh, that's a Williams off! That's a Williams! Deneen's off! Deneen is off! And we just in front there. So he's getting. His tires are going to be screaming, aren't they? So, oh, look at this. There's a queue behind the Williams. Oh, no. And this is. Oh, and you're almost losing as well. That's going to let Slim out there advance to the Williams. All over him.
Slim's going to have a massive advantage. How has Deneen lost it down there? This is. And I said that before the race, it's Samster's race to lose. But he's playing into his hands beautifully.
It is. It's been hard work for Samster, hasn't it? We was expecting him to wander off into the distance. It's anything but, hasn't it, for Samster? But in the second half of the race, he's really done very well to manage and control it. But yeah, Deneen has really put himself under a lot of pressure there. We didn't see what happened there.
Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all in the same screenshot there, all closing in. This is fantastic. Deneen's struggling. Deneen's really struggling.
Oh, I think Samurai has just got by Lucas down the back straight as well, and Blaz is dropped off Vanquish. He's a second back now. BP is now all over the back of Blaz, so that battle's going to get very intense as well. But this is great stuff. As you can see, then it's now coming into the final couple of corners now. Yeah, do you reckon that was an unforced error from Deneen? Because I didn't really see any cars around him. Yeah, it wasn't happening, was it?
Completely on his own from Deneen. He is now going to be under some serious pressure as Blaz and BP are going to put Vanquish under some pressure. And here we go. Deneen going defensive.
You know, he put his car in a beautiful place though, didn't he, Deneen? Fair play. That was absolutely good stuff. And that's also no, I think you might be a bit concerned about Slim at the moment.
Another penalty for Vanquish. He's got about 9 seconds worth now.
And just on board.
BP lining up. Wait, look. Because look, Vanquish, Blaz and BP are in a fantastic battle, and here you've got a fantastic battle for second place between Deneen, Yor, Slim, Somalias and Lucas still pretty close. Dan Luton's capturing Lucas as well, so that's a battle to watch out for. But here we go.
And then now you're going up the inside, track position on Deneen. Oh, bit of contact there, but Deneen is hanging it on in there and then he squeezes through. I tell you what, that chicane is fantastic for racing, isn't it? But now they're side by side, and in the background, Vanquish and BP and Blaz are all over. Look at that.
Who's going to back off?
Oh, then yours back up into second position. Is Deneen going to have a look there? As you can see, he's just turning the Urs down slightly because he's all out of Urs. That might hurt him later on in this race. Well, in a couple of corners possibly.
On the straights.
And he's still on the back of Yor at the moment. So Vanquish somehow hanging on to fifth. Even though BP's into the back of Vanquish. That's damaged the McLaren. And now Blaz has gone into him as well. BP is having an awful. I think he might have just stayed out of that one there, but he's back in front.
Got to pit. Pit the softs, BP. Pit the softs. That's a massive damage. That was a consultina that BP got caught out.
And that's a big blow for BP as well. That's such a shame now because he was on course with some very major points. And again, I'm loving how close they get to the back of each other and don't actually hit each other. There's several times that I thought they was going to go straight into the back, but it's brilliantly judged from all drivers out there at the moment. And yeah,
I'll tell you what, Sean, in a race that Vanquish could have easily finished 7th, 8th in, he's just keeping his nose clean and clinging on to a 5th place because everyone behind him and keep bumping into each other.
I absolutely applaud Vanquish because how he keeps his head when he's under this amount of pressure is beyond me. We've seen
very aggressive Slovenian right behind him though. Blaz could be a move here.
And Deneen's back up in the second now, so he is now back through Yor. It's basically the opposite of what we've seen last time out. Is Yor going to try and get back at him? No, not quite, but there's the second half of the straight now, and Deneen is going to have to go defensive again. And look at this, Yor's all over the back of him. Deneen, Yor just placed the car, Deneen in a very difficult position there. He's...
Brilliant move.
Wow, fantastic. And Deneen there is... you can see, look at the wash you get off the cars there. A lot of understeer there, but Deneen's doing a very good job to keep Yor basically.
It's a frustrated driver is Deneen. He had second place. Well, at one point was 86 seconds off Samster. He had this potentially win this race with Samster's penalties, but he's going to be a frustrated driver and behind that wheel right now.
It is, and unfortunate mistakes like that does win or lose your championships, don't it? Really, and I feel that this might be a race we look back on where at the end of the season, this might be a race we pinpoint of where Deneen might have had more points. But then again, he's getting back into second again. But Yor's just holding on the inside there. Wow, this is great. And well, John Deneen's probably going to prove me wrong there, isn't he? Because he's still in second, so technically he hasn't lost anything, albeit he's just made himself a lot much of a difficult task. 17.1 seconds the gap is between Deneen and Samster. Absolutely dominating.
Really sensible racing from Slimbo here. He knows these two could take each other out. He's not risking his tyres, he's not pushing too hard, he's just biding his time, waiting for his moment.
He's got the best seat in the house, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff from Slim. Of course, Slim making his return after being on holiday. So and again, I try on this. I must admit, I keep.
Lads and Vanquish, he's through.
Oh, they've contacted, and I think there's not damage on Vanquish's car there, and Vanquish is back through.
Have to let him through. Surely it's it's a legal overtake. Surely. No.
Ooh.
Let's try cut the chicane and pass to Vanquish. Wow, how did he not get damage?
I thought that was... Oh, and Blaz going up and under, and Blaz is having a look there, but Vanquish doing a good job there.
Come off worse there, Blaz. Well done. Had to back out of that.
Very sensible driving from Blaz there, of course. Blaz is... Vanquish...
Big spin. Dan Luton's out.
Oh, that's from 9th position as well. Oh, that is a big blow. And Blaz and Vanquish are still fighting. Now Blaz is going to take the wider line and have a better traction. But Vanquish, he's all over the back. Wow, he had a bit of a snaky rear there, didn't he, Vanquish? And Blaz has got DRS.
Straight line speed of Vanquish, even with Blaz's DRS. He's got mighty speed.
Oh, no. And they've come together again there. And Vanquish there just skates off there. And that is a 10-second penalty there from Vanquish.
No. Oh no, that puts Vanquish behind Sam, puts him behind Lucas, well, potentially behind Lucas.
And this is frustration for Vanquish. He's gone off the track again there, and he's got almost 20 seconds plus anything else he has, and he's now got off the track and he's gone in the wall there.
Oh, what's happened?
Do you think that's frustrated?
No way. What do we do? I've never seen Vanquish retire.
I know, I'm not really sure. What do we do next? Might have to ask Matt.
Wow, okay, so Vanquish is out.
He's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location there. I'm wondering.
And he's about to rejoin the track as bad as Vettel did. Okay. Wow, we have a new championship leader.
Yeah, oh, safety car! We got a safety car! Oh, who's gonna... Oh, Samster's already through! Are they gonna come in the pits? I think they should come in the pits, surely! And yours definitely come in the pits! Oh,
yeah, put some softs on, boys. Here we go. Oh, wow, Samster!
Oh,
Samster's missed the boat! So, it's soft tyres, and Samster, okay, he's got a pace advantage around here, but oh boy, Samster's in trouble. Slimbo could win this race. Deneen could win this race. Pick a winner now, Sean. Why are they holding your? Why are they holding your?
Oh, now he's gone, and but Blas has stayed out for some reason.
Right, Vanquish left the session, so it glitched a little bit, but wow, okay. Oh, new life. You don't need these. I tell you, it plays in the hands of Morales, 4th place, recently pitted. He could be on for all of points. And
now we've got Toros's. And BP in the pits as well. He's just going in the pits for the medium compound tyres.
I think he damages. No, that's the soft. So yeah, why not? We've got a whole new race here. We've got literally a 2-lap, 3-lap showdown coming up.
If you want a sprint race,
this is going to be carnage. Now, this is the 3-lap sprint race. Penalties. He's got a ton of penalties. He's not going to score. Jacob's 10th. Look at that. Started last. Issues, and Jacob's on for a point.
I think Samster might be able to get in the pits and come back out. He's in the pits now, actually, because he's got a 20-second advantage, hasn't he? Over well, that's more.
They're all on the Delta. They're all on the Delta as well, aren't they? So they haven't cut the safety car. They're all still on the Delta. So actually, Samster should be okay. But why is a second? Wow. Okay. So Blas didn't stop. So Blas is on the hard tyres. 10-lap-old hard tyres didn't stop. Morales is on 6-lap-old mediums. And everybody else is on a reset. Well, Blas is gonna sing. I cannot believe that Blas is not gonna stop, because he's gonna be.
Oh, he's staying out. He is staying out.
In Monaco, yeah. In Singapore, the track's tough to overtake. Hungary, yeah, but you're gonna get swallowed up, Blas. 11-lap-old hard tyres, you're going to get swallowed up. You'll be eager to pass them. I tell you what, yours got some speed around here. He'll be eager to pass Blas and try and take on Samster. Sam's the same. Unfortunately for Sam Morales, who should still get some points, but he's going to struggle. 7-lap-old mediums against these very quick drivers on softs. Slim could win this race. Deneen, who knows? Lucas 7. What a comeback for Lucas.
This is basically a reset now, as you said. So literally now, apart from Blas and Samaras, everyone is now on fresh tyres, and this is going to be a sprint to the finish. How many laps are we going to get beyond the safety car? Hopefully it'll be in like in the next lap or two, so we can have 3 laps of.
Now.
Yeah,
get this car in, get the safety car. Have they caught it? Is Samstar? So Samstar's behind it. Yes. So maybe one more lap after this then. As what ghost is that?
I think that's Matt, isn't it?
It's Matt. It's Matt Bang. Vanquish, they reckon Vanquish is retired through frustration. I've never seen, but the thing is, it didn't look dirty between Blas and Vanquish. It didn't. I'd say Blas had his elbows out, but there's nothing as bad as what we saw between Hamilton and Leclerc at the weekend.
Yeah, so that's unusual for Vanquish. Do you think it was just a combination of all what of this track in general and just not being on the pace? Do you think that was a combination of it, or?
Well, Vanquish, I've seen him off the pace in some races, and he's carried on. He's Mr. Consistent, but like we said before the start, we've not seen Vanquish in traffic properly, have we? We haven't seen him in head-to-head combat much. And Blas wasn't there. I wouldn't say Blas was, he wasn't weaving. He wasn't, okay, Vanquish off the track a couple of times, but Blas was defending the position. I'd have to see Vanquish saying, is Blas okay? So maybe we'd have to see both POVs after the race. But yeah, it seems to me as Vanquist retired and given up his championship lead through frustration.
Well, and we were talking about Deneen earlier.
30 races.
That's incredible. I love that start. I think that's the best start of the day by far. And but that's we was talking earlier about Deneen might be looking back at this race, and Deneen might be regretting this race. I'm wondering if this is actually a race that Vanquish is going to be regretting now, because he has thrown away. Well, I would say certainly at least 8 to 6 points championship wise. Would you agree with that? Because I think he caused a safety car, didn't he?
Yeah. This is just fascinating. This Elite League never fails to surprise, does it? It never fails for entertainment. I think Samsa should have enough. I think Blaz could be a cork in a bottle behind, a moving chicane if you like. York can win 2 in a row here. So Somali's could also be a bit of a moving roadblock on his slower tyres, 8-lap-old mediums.
Why wouldn't
Vanquish is mad.
Why wouldn't Blaz and Samarella's come in the pits? Is it because they've run out of tyres, do you think, or what's the thinking? Oh, safety car's in the end lap.
Blaz, I don't know. Unless he missed the pit lane as well when the safety car came out. With 2 laps to go, we're in for 2 laps. I think Samson's going to do this, but these podium places are up for grabs. Points are up for grabs here. Jacob gets some big points. Samarale is on for his best result ever. Blaz is on for a championship reviving result. Hey, this is going to be fun. Oh, Yours hit the back of Blaz. Has he got damage?
I think he's got an end play, hasn't he? Oh no!
That's big damage.
That is.
He's carrying on.
Oh,
that's the concertina. Oh, so he hasn't come to the pit lane yet, but yours going to sink to the back on the high speed. This is. Come on, guys. He's done it again. This is experience. You guys are experienced. You're Elite League drivers. You should not be hitting each other on the safety car. Who pitted?
So Slim's in the pits. He must have damage as well. So Slim's great result.
20-second penalty. You're on a yellow flag. Oh wow! What script is this? Here we go.
This has gone pear-shaped, and that's helped Blaz, hasn't it? Because with wing damage, you're going to be able to easily pass Blaz, isn't he? Now look, he's fallen into the clutch of the Williamses, and yours already gone wide. And look, Samarella's is through. Samarella's is through, and up into third. Brilliant stuff. Deneen, he's going to the inside. Wow, and he's up into 4th position then. Deneen is almost back on the podium. Can you believe it? Fantastic.
Guys, Lucas can get a podium here. Blaz has got, I tell you what, credit to Blaz, Blaz has gone.
Yeah, Blaz's mate might have given a master stroke here. New Life is also on yours as well, so yours just sinking down. Unfortunately, BP is also going to be through as well, I think. So it's a big shame, BP! Wow! And I thought he was going to the back of New Life there.
Lovely BP. This is now penalty going to decide this. I don't know who's got what. So whoever crossed it, Sam's there should be. Sam's got a 5-second penalty as well, hasn't he, from earlier on? Blaz can win this. Sam's got a speeding in the pits earlier on as well, so he's got 5 seconds at least. I tell you what, let's see who crosses the line. I don't know. I think Samaras and Deneen.
They're going side by side as well. So again, they're fighting. I'm sure Samster, didn't he felt a 5-second penalty? I think he took it in the pit lane. I'm sure he must have done.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, possibly. It is stroke of luck for Samster. He starts his last lap now. Look, and Blaz has been caught. Blaz has been caught on his hard tyres. Oh boy, what a last lap we got here.
Oh, we have indeed. This has been an absolutely outstanding race. Blaz, I think, has actually produced a master stroke here, hasn't he? Fantastic.
Well, yeah, because Samarales, who's also struggling and also usually a midfield runner, is holding the pack up for Blaz. There's no DRS.
Oh, that boy's going to turn in on him and up through and into third position of Deneen now. Come
on, Lucas, stay calm. Greek drivers here now. 3 Greek drivers, the Dutch drivers, Irish drivers. This is great stuff right now. BP is going to, he's going to be under threat from Jamie could get some points after all this. Here we go.
Absolutely outstanding stuff. It's been amazing races. As the gap is now up to 3.7 seconds between Samster and Blaz. But Thomas, what do we know? Blaz has done brilliantly well here, hasn't he? Fantastic.
I'm pretty sure Samster's got 3 more seconds on to 5. Oh, Maxi. I don't know who's going to finish where. Who knows? What a shame to Slim, by the way. But
Sergeant Trevor, I thought Deneen and Blaz are almost touched at a high speed there.
Lucas on the inside of Samarales. Has he done it? No, he's now on the outside. Smiles on the inside. Lucas has got a good bit of tyres. He'll have the inside. Yes!
Fantastic move.
No, Samaralis.
Oh, Samaralis
what a
has dropped
shame.
down. That's a big shame. But Samster comes around the final corner and wins the French Grand Prix. Fantastic. Where does Blaz? Blaz is going to come second. Is he? Yes, and Denis third. Lucas fourth. No, BP is fourth. Oh no, Samaralis is second. Oh my God.
What?
How has that happened?
Second, and just 2-3 seconds on Samster. I tell you what, if Samaralis had not gone off at the end, he would have won this race. He went off at the end in the final sector and lost about 5 seconds. Samaralis would have won this race. I couldn't believe it. The first on a podium. Blanc got third. Oh, the elite race. My God.
And BP just put in the comments, what is this race? No, I don't know, to be honest.
What is this championship? Like, this is just like France to have a race like this. I just can't believe it. Just well done, people. It's driver of the day. I tell you what, Sam's got lucky towards the end, but so many driver of the days. I cannot believe that finish. Samaralis, like, wow, he was at the back for most of the race. You know, he one stopped, made the hard work at the start, kept his nose clean, nearly won this race. Wow.
Outstanding. We're absolutely lost for words. Look at that. Samaralis didn't have a penalty at all.
No penalties.
That is phenomenal. 17th on the grid.
That is just unbelievable. That is wow. Wow. Denis got 4th, so he'll be championship. Will he be championship? Jamie got 8th, by the way. So Jamie is tied with Vanquish.
I think he's just in front of him. I think it's 2 points difference, isn't it? Because there's 4. Yeah, I think now Jamie's now in front of Vanquish by 2 points.
Slim had a puncher. Slim got a puncher from the debris of your hitting Blaz.
What a shame that is for Slim.
Yikes. What a it sort of bubbled up, didn't it? It was brewing nicely at the start, and if anyone wants to come and join us in the commentary box and get your thoughts out there, but that was another absolutely brilliant grandstand finish.
Unreal. That's all I can say.
Catch your breath, mate. Catch your breath. Absolutely amazing.
That is outstanding stuff. Yeah, I echo Dave's comments there. If anyone wants to come in and have a quick chat, then that is brilliant stuff. We have a new championship leader in the form of Jamie. How did that happen? Incredible. And brilliant race here in France. Remember, tomorrow is the Super Guys' turns as well as they'll be racing at the same time, 8 o'clock tomorrow. The same track as well here at Paul Ricard. So I wonder who's been watching tonight and what strategies they're going to do. If I was a super driver and I've been watching that, I wouldn't have a clue what to do, to be honest.
No, I wasn't even paying. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. You know what? I have no idea. I have no idea. That was insane. That was. I can't. Samaralis has got 8 points all season. What a result! And BP as well. I think finished 4th. Just at 16 points this season. That was an opportunity, like we said at the start, there's opportunities here for drivers who have had a difficult start to the season to pick up some good points. Amazing.
It was a day about keeping your head, but I think I would say it's a day about keeping your head. It seems like all these Elite League races is about keeping your head, because anything can happen. Every single race we've had a complete switch of what goes on. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It really is.
It shows the caliber of this league as well. You know, to have Samaralis who had been struggling and been struggling all race, to then get these sort of results, to be in it at the end, to give them this sort of result, that was incredible. Slim could have won this race. He had far less penalties than anybody else. He could have won this race. How unfortunate for Slim. There were so many good drives out there. Great wheel-to-wheel racing again. I think Blaz and Vanquish, once they calm down, both calm down, we'll see their footage and see what happened, but absolutely fantastic. The safety car got a bit silly. It's a shame that I don't know what happened, but these guys are experienced racing drivers. They should not. They know it's going to bunch up. Go either side of each other.
It's not.
You've got a concertina. You got to stagnate behind each other. You can't be too close. You've got to know that you're going to be bunched up until the very end. It's not silly driving, and it costs Slim.
it's not particularly a narrow track either, is it? So it's not a Monaco. So you would say there's no excuses at this level of driver, is a level of racing, is it? But
No,
to be honest,
absolutely not. And by the way, it's Samara says absolutely storm the driver of the day poll in the chat.
I don't blame him.
Blazer comfortably 1 and 2. What I am stoked for the Greek driver. You know what? Literally, you wouldn't put money on this, would you?
John, it's no offense to Samarellas, but if I was predicting the podium stay, I don't think I would have picked Samarellas. Fantastic stuff, it really was.
He started at the back. He was out after Q1. You know, after Q1, that was just unreal. BP as well. He started right at the back. You know, Lucas could have got a podium. In fact, I don't know where Lucas. I can't remember the finishing positions, but Lucas, the drivers that started at the back, one stopped it. The safety car helped them, but that was absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. BP P5. I think Lucas was P4 then.
We're going to have to have a look back at the footage, really, because it was all in one order, and then all of a sudden we had Samarellas jump from like 8th or 9th up to 2nd. Outstanding. Anyway,
I was waiting for see what Blazer was going to end up. I did not expect Samarellas just to jump. And just think, I don't know if you got it on the feed, but I was on board with him when he got passed by his teammate Deneen. He spun, did a half spin, lost the rear, and came back on in 9th place. I thought he had blown the points completely. And he crossed the line second, just 4 seconds off the lead.
And I think that's where we're going to have to leave it, unfortunately, because I don't think we got anyone joining us, which is a bit of a shame, that is.
No, the chat is very, very busy right now. I think they're all discussing it amongst themselves right now because there's lots of things to sort out. But congratulations to everybody that finished that race. They made one of the most boringest tracks, one of the most exciting races. The Elite League never fails. Never fails. Absolutely brilliant.
And we do move on to Austria next week, which is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a phenomenal race as well. I have no doubt about it. Because what do you expect from Elite? Just expect the unexpected. That's what I kind of do now, and that's what you're trying to get.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. That's it. Expect the unexpected.
Phenomenal stuff from the Elite guys once again, and I'm looking forward to next Wednesday. I'll tell you what, Wednesday used to be a bit of a boring night for us. Not anymore. Fantastic.
I love it, mate. I love Wednesday night. I love watching this.
Unfortunately, I used to be watching boring Champions League games. Not anymore. You come and watch the Elite. It's brilliant stuff. And join us next week.
Sean, before you round up, Sean, to anyone new watching or listening, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Facebook page. We're going to try and get more regular with the standings going up and penalties awarded. We're going to try and keep on top of it all. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this, guys, keep watching because this is just a normal race. You know, I like to say this is a one-off, these sort of races, but this is how the Elite League is. It's brilliant entertainment.
I echo that entirely, yes. And of course, all the races are available on the IRC International Racing Community channel. And to be honest, if you ever want to, you know, have an exciting afternoon, watch all the Elite races this season. Phenomenal. Start for Australia, go right through to France. You will not have 1 minute of boredom. Brilliant stuff. And of course, we'll be in Austria next week. Tomorrow night is the Super Guys, where Dave will be in action, along with the 19 other drivers.
What up, mate?
Oh, cool. Anyway, yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow. But from me and Dave, thank you for joining us. Goodbye.